don't know if I'm clear or what. Okay. I think I'm a little bit more clear. What's up, y'all? Sorry, I apologize. It took me a couple of seconds. I had to, put a lot of stuff in the description. So I really apologize about that. Hey, TK. Hey, Purple Knights, Green 52. Let's see where I want to sit this. Because I just got out the shower. And I had to, eat and stuff. And y'all know how I go. Been working all day. So I have to get in my pajamas. We're just grateful. Oh, it's so sweet. Y'all so sweet. So I got my laptop on my bed. So y'all got to excuse me. Purple Knights, Green 52, Leanne Ferguson, TK. We got Sky Z. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, Irene. So, tonight was really supposed to, let me see. Oh, that's too bright. Yeah, that's too bright, ain't it? I don't know. Is that too much light? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I'll turn my light down. Hey, Nene. Yes, you are in the building. You are in the building. Let me see my laptop down, y'all. I'm sorry. I just want to be comfortable when I do this live tonight. I want to be comfortable, not at my desk. That's for sure. Comfortable, not at my desk. Looks good. Okay. Light is good. Okay, Tasha. Thank you. Welcome. All right. So first off, tonight I was really supposed to be about. Thank you, TK, baby. A lot of new things came out. Yes, Irene. Thank you, Skyzy. Tonight's live really was supposed to be about Kendrick because a lot of new information dropped in the movie. Hey, Tara. A lot of new information dropped in the new movie with Kendrick. And I really wanted us to watch that together and break that down. So I'm going to have to move that to tomorrow because Chris hit us with another big situation that we got to go ahead and handle real quick. So, but yeah, so I wanted to do that. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So be looking forward to watching, if you haven't bought it and already looked at it. Or if you have, you can always watch again. We're going to watch it together tomorrow. I already, paid for it and everything. So, so I don't want y'all to have to, everybody don't want to pay for a movie. So, yes, definitely praying for Kendrick's and his family. Yes. Yeah, a lot of new information came out that I've never seen before. And I actually watched it earlier today while I was at work. And I cried the whole entire time. So just be ready. It's deep and it's very, very emotional. Okay. Okay. So that tomorrow. Also, Michael Joseph Vaughn video is coming. That's what I was going to do as well. But Don phone call broke and it kind of messed up our schedule. Okay, it kind of messed up our schedule. I'm gonna push for so I get off at 4:30. Hey, Hawkeye baby, I'm gonna push for like 7 or 8 tomorrow, cause I don't have nothing to do when I get off work tomorrow. I don't have no stops to make, none of that. So we will be good for tomorrow, like earlier, cause I really try to get on as early as possible. So tomorrow we're gonna do, I would say, about 7 or 8. So just look at around that time, night, baby. So I would say about 7 or 8 tomorrow. Because the movie is about 1 hour and 45 minutes. The movie is about 1 hour and 45. So we're gonna watch it. And yeah. So have your tissues and everything ready. because it's gonna be very deep, very, very deep, and a lot of. I have to put a disclaimer in there because it's gonna be a lot of graphic photos in his movie as well. Okay, so I'll be looking forward to that, and then we're gonna have a video dropping for Michael. It's gonna be dropping. I say now, maybe in the next day or two. Hey Phoenix, baby. Hey everybody coming in next day or two. Michael. Okay. I'm gonna drop a video on that. Okay. So, but tonight, Chris, shout out to Chris. I put his interview in the description. If anybody wanna, go back and watch it straight through. Because we're not gonna watch it straight through. We're gonna stop at red flags that we observe or hear. Okay. So, yeah. It's gonna be in the description. I give our credits and support to Chris. This is his work, and he did a great job. Okay, definitely. Oh, you can't wait. You can't wait for the toast. Oh, let me do a small disclaimer before I push play on this. What the hell I do with it? And I'll make sure y'all can hear as well once I push play. Yes, TK, a beautiful job. I do look forward to that. Yes, Hawkeye. Yes, Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, wonderful job as always. And a lot of things that Chris told us that he said, that phone verified everything he said that Don Wells told him. Okay. So for the people that thought, oh, Chris is just lying or he's a fraud, he played the recording and everything that Chris said that Don told him. You heard it for yourself. Okay. So that's what I love about Chris. I'm going to show you, but I can tell you. Okay. I like that energy. I love that energy. All right. Quick disclaimer before I push play. I saw a lot of people. Yeah, I never doubted for 1 second that he was lying about anything he said. I mean, what reason would he have to make that up? Chris did not embellish at all. Everything was the truth. Exactly. It sure did verify everything, and Don was backpedaling. Yes, he was. Quick disclaimer. Yes, he did, Irene. I don't know how else to say things, but just to keep it all the way real with y'all. Okay. So as I observed, I turned the chat off when I was watching an interview because I really got annoyed with every time somebody posted a opinion or their thoughts on Don. Okay. You would see people, oh, don't judge. I can't deal with this judge and da-da-da-da-da. So let me just say, yeah, if you are watching, okay, and you feel like if somebody state their opinion or their theory, this might not be the live for you, okay? I'm going to give you that PSA right now because over here, people are free to state their opinions, their theories, everything. And a lot of people feel like that is judging, okay? But it's not, okay? This case, let me say this. This case is no different than all the other true crime cases that people in this, that deal with true crime cover. It's no different, okay? And as I was taking a shower, I was thinking, why do people feel so strongly about being sympathetic for Don and Candace? And I was really just, as I was showering, really just thinking about that, okay? Because I see similarities in this case than I did with Trezell West and Jacqueline, okay? And I didn't hear a lot of people screaming, oh, don't judge them. Don't judge them. I've never heard the whole time I covered the Cal City boys, a lot of people screaming, don't judge them. And we know a lot more about Don and Candace than we did criminal-wise, past history-wise, than we did about Trezell and Jacqueline. Okay? So I was just thinking, what in the world? But, I guess that's just internet, right? So that's fine. But I just want to say I'm going to keep it all the way honest with if I'm giving facts, I'm going to give facts. I'm going to say it's facts. If I have an opinion, I'm going to say it's my opinion. If I have a theory, I'm going to say it's my theory. And I encourage everyone to state the same. If they have opinion, facts, or whatever, I encourage my viewers to put it down. Okay? So, yeah. I encourage everybody to do the same. So with that being said, if you get offended easily or it bothers you, you might not want to be in here tonight, okay? Because things going to be said that you might feel some type of way about. But yeah, we definitely respect everyone's different opinions over here. And that's number one. That's number one. We respect people's different opinions, okay? But yeah, so, and with true crime, I mean, me, myself, I'm only sensitive with the victim, with the missing, deceased, the person we're trying to help find or seek answers for. I'm not sympathetic, or I'm not going to put my feelings on anybody around that victim except for the victim only. Okay? So I don't allow myself to do that, because you won't be able to be biased. You won't be able to get down to the nitty-gritty if you catching feelings for everything in the case or people all around in the case. I just stick to trying to find out what happened to the victim and where's the victim and the crime. That's it. So no, I'm not going to feel sorry for anybody else around it, because the victim is who is missing or hurt. The victim is missing or hurt. That's the only person I'm going to have deep feelings for. I'm not going to concern myself with feeling all these emotions for anybody around, because they're still here. They're walking around. We can see them. They're alive. They're well. But the victim either missing or dead. So yeah, I'm not going to concern myself with people all around it. So I'm just going to try to know that. So I don't feel no sympathy for no one else but Summer Wells. Okay? So I make that very clear. I have no feelings for anyone but Summer Wells in this case. Okay? But yeah, so I just had to say that, because yeah, this case is no different than other cases that we covered. So, I don't know why people so bent out of shape. I don't understand that. Let's be bent out of shape about Summer. I'm just saying. What will you be watching tomorrow? It will be Finding Kendrick Johnson. Period. Pooh. They go down some of their responsibilities. Exactly. And we've never, you know what I'm saying? We may have our opinions of who we think did it, but we don't know. And we're definitely going to continue to point out the red flags, because that's what matters. That's what matters, is pointing out inconsistencies, red flags, people changing their stories, their statements, their body language, things they say, they do. That's very important. And people are going to talk about it. I mean, true crime, that's what we do. We go over cases. We bring thoughts together. We theorize. We have our opinions. We discuss it. That's what it is. So if you are, sensitive, this might not be the section for you. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. It might not be the section. All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty, okay? Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Thank y'all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Yes, tomorrow's Kendrick Johnson. We're going to watch the movie together. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. I purchased it. Hey, stop making noise. Yes, I went on and purchased it. But this conversation dropped, so we're going to go ahead and discuss that and get that on out the way. Okay? So, hi from Tennessee. Hey, Jules. I think I remember talking to you in the comment section. Welcome, baby. I remember you telling me that you're from Memphis. So you down here where we at. I just thank God I'm not in the deep south where Kendrick was. I thank God every day. But we're going to get into that. I don't even want to get into Kendrick right now because I can go on and on. So I'm going to wait for that. You from nowhere? Girl, it's horrible there. I don't see how anybody can live there. I will be trying to get up out of there so quick. I will be trying to get up out of there so quick. I wouldn't be able to survive in the deep south. I really wouldn't. They would have probably hung my ass. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Because you mess with any of mine, I'm coming for a force. I'm trying to take down anybody that's standing in the way. So, yeah, they would have had me behind bars or hanging. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, now you ain't know Nashville. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to see it. It just dropped maybe about 5 days ago. And I'm telling y'all, it got some new hot information, tea, that's going to make you hit the flow. It's going to be like, well, we got the murderer. Even though I felt we've been had the murderer, but when you see this movie, you're going to be like, why are we still talking? Why is not these boys locked up? Okay? When you see it. That's all I'm saying. It's a sundown town where he would. It's horrible. So much. I'm about to push play. Because we'll be 16 minutes in. Okay, so thank everybody for stopping in. I just want to, talk to y'all a little bit because I love y'all. And I want to, let y'all know what's going on, what to expect, what to be looking out for. So here we go. If I hear anything that I want to address, I will pause. Y'all free to state y'all comments or opinions. Because that's what we do. Okay? St. Puss, hey boo. Glad you're here. I don't want you to miss it. Calling finding Kendrick Johnson. That's what I said, okay. Del Rey. Finding Kendrick Johnson. That's what we'll be watching tomorrow. And breaking down. Because it's updates and information that they explicitly show and give us that never seen before in the movie. And y'all really need to see it. Especially people that's been following this case with me, with Kendrick. Yeah. I got you. A case number, orange jumpsuit, 10 to life without parole. Sure would for mine. Sure would, without a shadow of a doubt. Sure would. Yes, Jerry, I'm about to play it right now. So, for those who heard it, y'all can actually listen again. Because I was in and out because I was actually out when I was playing it in my car. So some things when I sit by the car I missed. So it's good to, if you have heard it, hear it again. You might hear something that you might have slipped or forgot about. Yes, his Paul mama. Paul lady. Hey, Maureen. That's my buddy right there. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it, okay?
Hello. Hey, how you doing? Good, how are you? Well, I ain't in there. Just hanging in there. I just wanted to call and talk to you a little bit. I might have misunderstood exactly what was going on.
Okay, Jerry. Good night, baby.
I apologize to you. I just a little bit confusing everything, what's going on and all.
Let me pause real quick. Okay, so everybody can hear it. Great. When you go on the page, I don't know. I still have to look that up. Most people, I guess, when they join, they just hit the join button on the page. That's how they do it. I gotta figure out how to get the membership link. I don't know that. I might ask John because he's the technical expert. So I'm gonna ask him, but I'm gonna try to find the link and then I'll definitely let you know when I find it. But I read it. But yeah, if anybody want to join, it's on the front page. Join button is missing. Are you sure? It's right here. I can see it. Oh shit! Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna have to turn my light off or down or something. Hold on. Yeah, I can see it. I can't see because it's so bright. But yeah, I can see it. Ignore you. My bad. Okay, so let me ignore my buddy real quick. Yeah, on my iPhone, it's not there. If you use like an Android or a computer, it's there. Yes. Thank you for letting us know that. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, why on my other phone it says join, but on my one phone not? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's start.
Yeah, there's no problem, Don. I mean, I wanted to talk to you at length and sit down with you. And I knew that there was you couldn't talk about the boys, but I just want to focus on summer. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if I was wrong, I'm sorry. I just kind of misunderstood some things. I think it's miscommunication or whatever. I don't know. No worries. Everybody said they thought he was really cool and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of trying to think, But yeah, that's what I want to do is focus on summer. Everybody's focused on me and Candace, and I've been trying to tell them from the beginning when the cops first started pulling into our house that she's not here. And they've never listened. What do you... I know you feel that way, so what's brought you to that? Why are you at that? Well, I knew as soon as I pulled up, as soon as I pulled up, I didn't get a call back from Candace saying, "Oh, we found her," and I come all the way out from Jonesboro, and I probably made it in 30 minutes at least, if not faster. But I beat all the police there, and I went straight to the property. I seen everybody looking. I knew she was gone. Because she don't go away from the house ever.
Okay, real quick. Thank you, Leanne, and welcome, baby, to a membership to the Princess of Crime. Hey, Raven. Hey, Evie. One thing I want to say, for Don has, even after he's talked about Chris, have y'all noticed that he keeps reaching out or calling him? I just want to point that it's like, in my opinion, it's almost like he wants what the link. It's almost like he wants Chris' approval or him to really believe what he got to say or his point of view or his belief. It's almost like that. So, has anyone noticed that? I'm just okay. You notice it, TK? It's like he really wants approval from Chris, and it's like he done bashed the cops. He done bashed the law enforcement, so he really don't have anybody for real that he could talk to and express his feelings with. And I really feel like Chris is a person that he really wants to have a rapport with, that and he's trying so hard for Chris to believe what he's saying and believe his point of view and believe his thoughts and his perception of what happened. Okay. So it's almost like, that's what I'm getting. It's almost like he wants Chris dying for Chris to listen and believe what he's saying. Because you keep reaching out even after, the times you talked about him.
Yeah. And that's why. Go ahead. Yeah, well, I just knew. I knew right then inside of you brought that so quickly, brother?
Yes,
Where did you come from on that? Well, I knew they was looking around the hill and everything up top there, and I drove straight to the bottom there where that little funky shed is there, and I went down the hill by the creek in that little four-wheel drive Subaru. I went straight down there to the creek, and I seen the boys down there, and they know not to travel alone. They was together, and I seen my neighbor walking around, and I knew my heart just sank right there. I just knew it that somebody took her, because she just don't go nowhere. But she would never leave from up of the, burn the house there. No way. Yeah, I mean, what about the boys? What were they doing when you saw them down there by the shed? They weren't by the shed. They was down they were, if you look down where the power lines are, you go straight down, they were looking, walking around and looking for Summer. And I knew when they just knew she was gone. I mean, but trying to tell the police that and everything when they just pulled up, and then they blocked all the roads because they had, I guess they took the time to call in search teams and everything like that, thinking that she was just lost in the woods. And I was trying to tell them she's not lost in the woods. Somebody has taken her, I tried to tell them that, and they never did listen to that. What was your feeling as to why they weren't listening? What's your gut? I'm not sure why. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I mean, probably because they figured that she was just lost. I don't know what I'm talking about, and and they had they all had different questions and this and that, and, probably because many times before it's always been the parents too, and so or whatever. I'm not sure, but I just knew that she was headed down the road somewhere in somebody's car, and no matter what I was saying, it just wasn't getting through. I just felt like I was just totally lost. I was in shock. Yeah. A complete shock. Yeah. Now, when you got there, describe for me what the scene.
Okay, before we get into that, somebody already said in the chat that he, there he go lying again about being the police there. And yeah, I mean, because we found out, through Chris, who obviously got, pulled with law enforcement, as some people do. And he talked to them, and they was at the bottom of the hill when Don pulled up. But yes, that verified what Chris told us, that he keeps saying he beat law enforcement there. And he said it took him, that he was allegedly in Jonesboro, and it took him 30 to 45 minutes, or 30 to 40, to get home.
Looked like what was going on? Well, the police started coming in and everything, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go take my car and I'm gonna go look here and there, and around. And I drove, like I said, I was in shock. I didn't know which way to go, and then so I tried to drive down, and I got down there on the road, and there were these people bringing their trailers in and their four-wheelers, and all of Ben Hill and Beach Creek was just bottlenecked. Traffic jam. Couldn't get nowhere. Right. Couldn't go nowhere. And then what about, are these all cops, or are they search and rescue? Well, they were mostly, yeah.
Good point, Tara. She pointed something out that I must have been reading a comment that I missed. Thank you for pointing it out, Tara. Now, Don's been complaining about roadblocks. He was upset with them. Anybody could have went in and went out with my daughter from kidnapping her, because they never did roadblocks. Do y'all recall that? Do y'all recall Don saying that's why I was so one reason why I was so upset with them, because they never even had nobody at the bottom of the driveway or blocked off any roads, and anybody could get in and out. Does anybody remember that? Because on this phone conversation, he said they did block off the roads. Okay, Phoenix, you remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. He really puts his foot all the way in his ass in this interview. He really did. He really did. And he's like really backpedaling, backtracking. He does so much. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I remember hearing it earlier, but I was gonna address it, but I was reading y'all comments. But thank you. I'm gonna try to pay attention. Right, just roll with it. Multiple times. Just lying for no reason.
Police and volunteer search and rescue or whatever like that.
Okay.
But I didn't. I probably didn't clarify on the phone. Either that she was abducted because I didn't know at the time. But like I say, when I pulled up there, I knew that she was gone. And maybe I didn't communicate that to them like I should have, or what was what I felt. Well, I had a few times. I said she's not here. I come to that conclusion right away. But
what brought you to that conclusion? That was pretty quick, right? I mean,
just knowing her, and that because we tried to scare the heck out of her and let her know, because we do have bears,
right?
And we do, them dogs. Like everybody keeps talking about them dogs, but they're the stupidest damn things, and they also will go away for days and then come back, and I don't know where the heck they go, but they do. And they weren't there that day.
Oh,
they weren't around that day. Yeah.
So the dogs. You think maybe the dogs got? What's your thought on why the dogs weren't there?
I don't know where they go, but there's been times, like I say, they've disappeared for days, and they'll come dragging back all tired and beat up and hungry, and stuff like that. Yeah. We don't know where they go.
When I told Candace she needed a zoo life.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
So what time did you get there? Do you remember?
Well, they say, it's really strange because I thought it was 5:30, but the 911 call says 6:30, 6:26 is when the first call come in. And that could well be. Sometimes I work till sunset, A lot of times I have been here lately, but
yeah.
But I thought it was 5:30. But the strange thing of it is when we went to the Hawkins County to do our lie detectors and everything like that, they took all of our phones. And then magically all of our phone records from 3:30 on that day have been deleted.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, me, my wife, and her mother have all been deleted from 3:30 on.
So they had your phones that day then?
Yes, sir.
And when did they give them back to you?
Well, they give them back, fairly quickly, but we never even looked at them until about, a week or two ago. We had some detectives that we talked to, and they wanted to know exactly this information, and we all looked, and it was all gone, deleted.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So what about when you, in your gut, I was watching the news, you on the news channel, and
okay, so yes, I see y'all talking about the messages, right? Okay, so he's claiming that the messages were deleted from 3:00 on. I'm wondering about that. I mean, why would the law enforcement delete your messages? Not saying it's impossible, but I would wonder why would they do that? They would leave it and they would just get the information out your phone for their records. But you would think they would leave the messages, right? That's what I would think. But what would make y'all go back? My question on this is, what would make y'all go back to look at y'all messages from 3 p.m. on to 6 or whenever y'all reported her missing? What would make y'all go look at the messages? Because you noticed that they was deleted. I'm just saying, what would make you go look at it? What would make you go back and check to even notice they were deleted? Why did you go back and check? Right. Right.
When the reporter asked you, what's your fears and stuff, and what is your thought process about where do you think she is?
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But I'm starting to wonder if it isn't some high-end thing. Maybe somebody's seen her on Facebook, because my wife was always posting stuff on Facebook. It could have been, she could be anywhere. My mind just goes back and forth. I don't have any idea. But I figured kind of that, well, a lot of people are talking about Ann Dudley. I don't know. I've never seen him like him. I've seen people on I've seen people on meth before, and this was beyond that. He was, I don't know. He showed up one day, and he was running late, and he says, "Oh man, I've been out helping my."
Yes, Hawkeye. Okay, because he jumped from one subject to the next. Let me rewind just a second.
I've seen people on I've seen people on meth before, and this was beyond that. He was.
Yeah, you seen people on meth, and you was one of those people on meth in your past. You was one of those people, Don. By the way, you failed to mention that that's one of the drugs you was on, but we're gonna keep going. But yeah.
I don't know. He showed up one day, and he was running late, and he says, "Oh man, I've been out helping my." And he was running late, and he says, "Oh man, I've been out helping my uncle clear land somewhere, blah blah blah." And this is a man that I let him in my business and give him 50%, and all he had to do was show up, and he's already given me excuses, But whatever he was on, it was bad because he wouldn't listen to anything I said. It's hard to explain, but he was just fighting me every inch of the way on everything, and I give in and would let him do.
Okay, so for the people because if you don't really pay attention, you're gonna be confused. Because the first time I listened to this, I was confused. So he went. Basically, Chris is trying to figure out why he feel like somebody else took Summer. And it's giving his long drawn out explanation of why he feel like someone took Summer, and this is why. Okay, and so he's giving a story of this person. Okay, he's giving because he did jump real quick to something else, and I was like, hold on.
I do that fine, but he thought that there was some kind of dirt in his blood, and he wanted me to throw it away and get him some new stuff, and it blew up. And he's like, "Man, you put it back in there or what?" And he just yelled at me. And then later that day, he's like, "Just go home." He was throwing mud all over the floor, a brand new house, throwing mud all over the floor. And it took him 2 hours to do a 20-minute thing, and he was just so hyper-focused on it. That's the word I picked up off of YouTube about meth, but hyper-focused. I can't remember the rest, but he was absolutely hyper-focused. This one little thing that took him 2 hours, and he just couldn't get it right. He was frustrated and just going on, and finally he says, "Why don't you just go home? I can handle this house. I just hired this guy 2 weeks ago." Right. So he says, "Go home," and all that, and I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. So I go to lunch, I come back, I tell him, "Go home. Go home now. Get the hell off this job and don't come back." Well, he got mad, and he tried everything in the world and anything he could to get at me and get me fired. He called my bosses constantly, harassed them constantly. come out on the jobs constantly. If anybody knew where I was at that time, it would have been him. You know, and the day after I fired him when summer got gone.
Wait, say that again?
And the day after I fired him is when summer disappeared.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, let's pause right there. Okay. He said the day he was fired, day before, the next day, Summer goes missing. First question is, have you told this to law enforcement? Have you gave this to law enforcement, or are we just making up as we going further down this timeline that Summer is missing? Have you gave all this information, everything that you came out with, everything you said, Don, have you gave all of this to law enforcement? Have you? That's my number one question, okay? Have you gave everything that you're saying to law enforcement? Have you talked to them and told them everything? Okay? Definitely. Y'all already know my opinion is he bullshitting, okay? But I'm going to even be try to think. I'm going to view this whole thing biased and still point out his discrepancies because it's right there. But yeah, so before I push play and resume, so listen to this. Okay, allegedly this dude that he's talking about fired day before Summer went missing. Okay, this is the first we've heard of this. How long Summer been missing? 7 weeks. This is the first that we've heard of this particular person. Okay, let's go on to say, let's break down real quick before we push play. What's all the stories you came up with about what possibly could have happened to Summer already? Because this is a new story, okay? So we're going to go with human trafficking. We're going to go, he stated that before. He stated stranger abduction. He's stated somebody could be laid and waiting in the woods, okay? He stated that possibility. What's some other ones? Oh, that he feel like she's dead and buried somewhere. He stated that before because this is a new thought of what might have happened to her, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Yes, creating all this reasonable doubt. Okay, but why would you feel the need to do that? You're not the lawyer. You're not on defense. You're not in the courtroom. You're not on trial. I mean, so why would you feel the need to do all this and say all this? And I mean, bring out all these statistics and try to really persuade the people in law enforcement, and definitely Chris, that this baby was abducted. Not ruling out that it's a possibility, because it's always a possibility. I'm going to always definitely give that. It's definitely always a possibility. Okay? But he keep on having these different dead and buried somewhere. Stranger abduction, somebody lying and waiting, and now you got this. It's just multiple stories. I just want to point that out because I mean it keeps changing.
Yes, and he has tied Amnesty all out. Well, I've talked to them, met here and there. They were out doing all kinds of stuff and drugs. I think there was a drug connection. I was like, I know he's on probation. But yeah, the day after, I forgot where I was going with that. I'm sorry, my mind went blank.
That's all right.
But yeah, they have ties with drywall, I believe, drug connections. And I know that their group was going out and stealing anything with your gun. And I think he's in jail right now. I hope he's still in jail. But we got these detective friends of ours that are looking into all this stuff. They found all kinds of information. They turned it all into TBI. You know, and I don't understand exactly what's going on.
Who do you have looking into it?
I could give you their number if you want to call them and talk to them. I'd be honored to do that.
What's their name?
Michelle and some friends. But it'd probably be better if I contacted them and give them your number. But I'm trying to bring all this stuff to light because I don't know what police are doing. I don't know what TBI is doing.
Sure.
I know a lot of people talk a big talk, and then they come out here and they're just worried about their own agenda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's what you were saying about me.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, I apologize to you. Okay.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't take anything personal. I
appreciate that.
So I have a question though. Let's go back to the day. Okay.
Yes.
Unpack that day for me. When did you leave for work? And then when the 911 or when you?
I left early that morning. Summer was by my side, and I left for work. And now, I worked all day, and then I called her at some point. I guess when she was in Walgreens, I says, "Well, what are you doing?" And so she said something about taking them out to the lake or whatever. I thought, well, hell, I might as well just work late because there's no point in me going home. They're out doing their thing, and I might as well just stay late and do what I can. And then, my boss come by and make fun of me. She's about my car. Says, I was using that brand new car for drywall. Give me a hard time about that. I was talking to her.
Now, you said Summer was by your side. What does that mean?
She was asleep by my side when I woke up.
Okay, got it. And what time was that approximately?
I'd say about 7. Okay, maybe earlier, 6:30 or 7, somewhere in there.
Okay, and
yeah, she had to be by me. She just had to be by me.
That's her personality.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she loves me to death. I can say just one harsh word to her and she would break down. I have to apologize to her 10 times over.
Right.
I mean, that just kills me that she's gone. I literally.
Her room is right next door to yours too.
And we tried to make her sleep in her own bed, and she told me with big tears in her eyes and said, "But Daddy, I want to sleep with you. I want to be with you." And I couldn't say no. I just couldn't.
And how long has she been doing that?
For 5 years.
Wow.
All her life.
Every night?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a bond.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And so walk me through it. What time do you get up? And what do you remember last about seeing Summer?
All I remember is when I woke up, is her feet and her foot being under me, kind of, I remember her being there, and I covered her up a little bit, or whatever, and left. And she slept just right between me and Mom every night,
Right.
But, I just went to work, normal day. Luckily, I guess, but a couple of guys I talked to that day, and the big boss seen me that day, knows where I was. And it was at 40 minutes after Jamie left. From we sit there and talk for 30 minutes, just sit there and talk, After he left.
Okay.
Jamie's he's another finisher that was working out here.
Got it. So you leave the house. What car do you take that day? I forget.
I had the Subaru that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, do y'all need me to rewind it a couple of seconds? Did he say what time that he left the house? Did he give that account? Because y'all saying 1:33. Chris looks like Chris has Don's number. Keep talking. Oh, yeah, he does. He does.
Why didn't you take your truck that day? People are going to ask that.
Well, because the car was just sitting there, and I'm paying these payments, $600 a month plus the insurance, and it's just sitting there. And I thought, well, I might as well get some use out of it. And I threw all my tools in there and started driving it for a little while, just because,
Yeah. And so
I mainly bought it. Yeah.
So you take the truck, or the car How far away is your job? What are you doing?
It is 45 minutes away in Jonesboro.
All right.
45 minutes away. Okay.
And then what time do you get there? Do you remember?
I don't. I probably went and had some breakfast, somewhere or whatever. I don't remember for sure. No, I don't.
Okay. What time do you call Candace, if you remember? I'm just trying to figure out the timeline and the window.
I'm trying to think. I'd say, maybe 3 o'clock or something like that. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure of that at all.
And where was she when you called her? Do you know?
So I think she said she was either at Walgreens or headed to the lake, or I can't remember. But that's why I thought, well, I might as well just stay and work because, that's just what I do.
Yeah, I mean that. So when you got the call, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Well, she called frantic and panicking, and I said, well, just in case, hang up and call 911. And I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was 5:30. To be honest with you, I don't trust police. We showed them all the information on our phones because they wanted to know. They wanted to know the timelines. We showed them right then. When I got there, they wanted to know all that. And they wrote it all down.
And when you got there, do you remember what time you arrived?
I have no idea. I wasn't paying attention. I was on Messenger with Candace as she was driving her mother's truck around looking for her in the area.
He don't remember nothing. He has this thing, selective memory? Serious selective memory. You can remember that you beat the police there, but you can't even remember what time you got there. You can remember and stay verbatim and keep saying that you beat the police when there's other evidence that says you didn't beat the police. Okay, so you keep saying you beat the police. Other evidence says you didn't. But you can't remember the time you got there. You can't really remember the time you got to work. You couldn't remember what you ate for breakfast or if you ate breakfast. But you can remember other things verbatim. What is going on? Like, you're really, really... I'm just having a hard time here. Yeah, he said that. He just said that. He thought he got there at 5:30, but I'm gonna let you say why he realized he couldn't have been there at 5:30.
So I talked to her the whole way there, and it's really kind of weird that we was able to talk all the way there because normally we don't have connection like that.
Right.
So it's kind of odd.
And what was she driving?
Her mother's truck.
That the Chevy, the Silverado?
Yeah.
And what was Grandma doing when you showed up?
I don't even know what she was doing. I think talking to the police and probably just standing there looking or whatever, I don't know.
And what were the boys doing?
Looking for Summer. And then once all the police started arriving, they, bottlenecked all the roads, nobody could move. So there was in a state of confusion and panic, I'd say, cops in and out.
Was there a car at the bottom of your driveway when you pulled up? Like a cop car or anybody? You just pulled right
There
up?
was nobody.
Voices behind the wall. How was it in interrogation when this man keeps reaching out to Chris? Make that make sense. So he must want to be interrogated. If you're saying he was interrogated, he's the one to keep reaching out to him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was the first one there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And what about when you got there, what was your first impression of where you should search first?
Well, that's why I drove down to the bottom because I didn't even go to the house. I went straight by that shed on the bottom.
Yeah, is that the one where off the bottom of your property to the
left? Yes.
Okay.
I got that little dirt road. I went past that. I went straight down that hill, straight to the creek, and that's when I seen my boys, and then I seen my neighbor Don, walking to the left side. The boys were on the other side of the hill. And I knew, like I say, my heart just sank right there. I just knew she was gone.
And what brought you to that place first and not to the house?
Well, I figured they was looking all over the house, but and I was thinking, well, they probably ain't been out on property together or anything, so that's what made me.
Hold on. What made you go? His lie is just busted right there. And let me explain to you why, if you paid attention. What made you go to the, around or pass the driveway around there, Don? Well, I figured they'd be looking all over the house. The police that you saw when you passed by, you figured they'd be searching all over the house? Listen, I really, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I really don't care about anything that they have to say, because everything they've said enough. Okay, so like I said, you can hear where Don has called Chris. Nothing else can tell me different. Voices behind the wall. At the beginning of the call, you hear Chris saying hello. You hear him saying hello. So whatever, they tell you, that's what they tell you. But we listening to them on all these interviews, police, news clips and everything else, things that they're out there saying on everywhere on Facebook. We're listening to them. Also on their website, we're listening to them. Look, I'm not finna debate with you. We finna listen to this and we finna break this down. If this is not what you own, then you in the wrong place. Okay? Free to feel how you want to feel, but we on this interview that Chris did on this conversation tonight. Okay, that's what I'm on. Okay, whatever you speak to him, that is totally up to you and what you believe in your thought process. That's totally up to you. But yeah, what they saying don't make sense to me. And what I heard was Don called him. Even after he bashed Chris, he still called him. You can hear it on the recording, so you cannot tell me that that's not what happened. Okay?
Drive down there first.
Okay.
But back to what y'all was saying. Yeah. So did y'all notice that he had said, what did he say? He said, that's why I don't like distractions. Okay. So that's what he said. They up there searching. I figured they're up there searching in the house, up there searching in the house and stuff. So I would just go around and go somewhere else, pretty much. Go around towards the shed area. But you said you beat the police there, so why would you think they would be searching the house? You really kind of put your foot in your mouth on that right there. That statement, you put your foot in your mouth. But let me rewind it for the people in the bed. Just about 40 seconds.
Shed on the bottom.
Yeah, is that the one where off the bottom of your like a cop car or anybody, you just pulled right
There
in?
was nobody there. I was the first one there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And what about when you got there, what was your first impression of where you should search first?
Well, that's why I drove down to the bottom, because I didn't even go to the house. I went straight by that shed on the bottom.
Yeah, is that the one where off the bottom of of your property to the
Yes, yes. And the little dirt road, I went past that. I went straight down that hill, straight to the creek, and that's when I seen my boys. And then I seen my neighbor Don walking to the left side. The boys were on the other side of the hill, and I knew, like I said, I knew my heart just sank right there. I just knew she was gone.
And what brought you to that place first and not to the house?
Well, I figured they was looking all over the house, but I was thinking, well, they probably ain't been out buying property yet or anything, so that's what made me drive down there first.
Okay. And then, did you go into that shed?
No.
Is that yours too, by the way, real fast?
Yeah, that's ours. I did. I don't know if I checked it then or later, but I know I did go in there and look. But I'm not sure if it was right then or I might have parked and walked in there and looked real quick. I just don't remember. But once I knew she was gone, I went to the top of the house and went up the driveway up there.
Well, so why wouldn't you have gone into the shed? I'm curious.
I may have. I just can't be sure on that. If I did, I went in there, but I'm not sure if I went in there right then or if I went in there at a later time. I'm not sure.
Okay. And then, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well,
most people, when they're looking for their children, they recall everywhere they look, pretty much. Most people recall it because that's a very devastating moment. That's a big impact on their life. So it's really hard to forget at the extreme moment where you are panicking and you want to make sure you covered every basis you could possibly think of, right? You're not going to really forget where you look. Most people that I hear say they repeat everywhere they look to a T. I went over there. I looked over here. I looked under the bed. I went to all the rooms. I looked everywhere looking for my child. I wanted to make sure my child wasn't in here. So I just, feel like that's kind of weird. But he wasn't sure. He knew he looked in the shed, but he don't know when he looked in the shed. Then he couldn't recall if he looked in the shed. But we're going to keep going.
The police started arriving and everything. I was like, man, I'm going to go question all these damn drug dealers and everything like that. And, and they reluctantly said, go ahead. I says, I think y'all should put pressure on them and get a list of every person they know. And if it was me, I'd lock them up or whatever and then start asking questions, but it's not up to me. But
yeah, why would you do that? Why from your
because okay, Ben Hill Road, if I don't want to get him in trouble or nothing, but he everybody goes back there looking for pills, meth, or whatever it is they're looking for. If we see all kinds driving back through there. We even see a car coming back there just barely running on 2 cylinders, just everything they got to get back there to ask him if he's got a pill or whatever. It's crazy. My neighbor has caught people parking our driveways, sitting there doing drugs. Either early in the morning, later on, or whatever, many times over.
So basically, that's a drug corridor. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so people go up there to cop dope.
Yes, or they, and then there's other places. I don't know where they're all at, but they all intermingle, and how that kind of works, I guess. But
well, yeah, there's a lot of dynamics always, right? There's a lot of moving parts. So
yes.
Back to Summer for a minute. So when you got to the house, and did you go into the house at any time?
Well, yeah, I went in the house, out of the house. We turning everything, looking everywhere. We didn't know what to do, and the police started pulling up, and this and that. Yeah.
And where did you search?
Pretty much everywhere. In the sheds, the shed right there by the house, all the sheds, everything. Looking everywhere. Mostly I screamed to the top of my lungs. So I was like, kid for summer.
So now you remember that you looked in all the sheds. Okay. He just asked you that a couple of seconds ago, and you couldn't recall. But we're going to keep going because a couple of seconds ago, you couldn't recall if you looked in that shed right there. But now you looked in all the sheds. Okay. Another thing is, I mean, how you know what all drugs and what a drug dealer at and what all they selling? How would you know? I don't need to say nothing more. How would you know everything they selling? Everything they're selling. How would you know?
Hoping that she was just lost and around their clothes somewhere.
Right. And then what about in her bedroom and stuff? Did you look down there?
Well, yeah. I mean, Candace went down there too, and she looked everywhere and looked at everything, you know.
Right.
She told me, you know.
Right, but that was different than you, though, right? Did you?
Yeah, but I did. Yeah, I looked everywhere also. Yes.
And what about the door?
You know, I don't remember. No, I do know the boys. We cuss them because they just leave it wide open all the time.
Right.
You know, like, you got to keep that locked for sure, and they just don't listen.
Right.
Could
Summer open that door?
Probably so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
How many times have you seen her open it? If you know?
I don't know, but she's pretty intelligent for her age. She's real intelligent, very smart, very agile.
Yeah, Miss Robbins said that too.
Yeah, she loves to run. I could be running my lawnmower, and she would just run behind me constantly the whole way, nonstop. The boys would be riding their little motorcycles, and she would be right behind them all the way, over and over around the house, time just nonstop. Plenty of energy.
Would she chase them?
Well, she'd just be running behind them laughing. She would be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
just having fun.
Like little kids do.
Yeah, she don't even need a bike or motorcycle. You know?
Right. So tell me more about her personality.
She just loved, she would always come to me, Dad, to hold my hand so I can twirl. And I'd hold my arm and she'd just sit there and twirl till my arm just about give out. She loved to do that. Sometimes we'd play rock and roll music or whatever music. And she liked that song Godzilla. I had it saved on my phone, you know. Everybody put me down for that. But for something about Godzilla, she just liked. She'd always say, well, he's a nice monster. He gets all the bad monsters. He takes care of all the bad monsters. Yeah. You know, so just
if they only knew, right? If the little kids only knew.
Yeah.
And so when you pull up and you see Grandma, what was Grandma doing?
Just kind of standing there dumbfounded, if I remember right. You know.
Do you get along with Candace's mom?
I haven't for a long time. We fought for a long time. She's the reason I got arrested and charged the way I did because she told him I put real bullets in a muzzle loader. And that was 10 years mandatory, no bond.
Tell me about that.
Well, when I come back from Utah, I was trying to move my family to Utah. I've always knew that something was going to happen to Summer. It's just something in my gut has always told me, and I've always told Candace, watch her closely. That's my baby. Do not let nothing happen to her. I told her that.
Oh my God, I did not hear that. Because like I said, I didn't watch it all the way through when Chris was live. I did not hear that. I didn't hear him say he always knew something was going to happen to someone. He felt in his gut. And he always knew what he kept telling Candace. I never knew he said that. That must have been the time I got out the car and went to the store. I can't believe he said that. I really can't believe he said that. You always knew.
All the time.
What brought you to that thought?
I don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know what it was, or I just always had this feeling that something's gonna happen to her. I didn't know if she was just gonna get accidentally run over. I didn't know what it was.
Did you think she would be kidnapped?
Never, nothing like that.
Okay.
No. was something. I just had this intense love for her. And I think she knew something too. I think something was, I don't know if you believe in guardian angels or what, but it's something. It's something.
So you get back. So walk me through that incident, because I know that was the one that you got arrested, right?
Yeah. Well, so I get back from Utah. Candace tells me that she moved a man in the house. She didn't tell me he was gay and all this and that. She wanted me to come back. So of course I'm mad. I'm coming across the United States 110 mile an hour average in that little truck. And I got a ticket to prove it. But anyways, he didn't take me to jail. I told him I told him what's going on. And he says, he gave me a big break and says, slow down, man, you gotta get there alive, you know. But he was really cool. And so I come on and get there, and you know, the first day everything's kind of okay, and then we started drinking a little bit. And Candace had told him I messed around on him one day, which I did. I totally, you know, I regret it. It was the biggest mistake I ever made with her. Messed around on her at one time, but they started jumping on me, her and Candace and him. And I was going to hit him in the head with a beer bottle. It was full of beer, but at the last second, I just threw it at the wall.
Is this that Jose guy?
Yeah, and so I had all three of them jumping on me, you know.
Right.
Yeah, the Jose guy, her, and Candace's mother were all jumping on me. And the cops got called. Candace, after I threw that beer bottle at the wall, the cops got called. And that's when her mother's, you know, said, well, he's got a gun in the glove box. I says, well, it's just a muzzle loader. I mean, I'm allowed to have a muzzle loader. And she says, yeah, but he puts real bullets in it.
Oh.
You know, and she's, yeah.
Is that how she hurt her knee?
Well, she was pushing me. She kept pushing me. Jose would say something like, I remember the one thing he said is,
yes, thank you, Puss. You correct. She said that. Welcome, Miss. Okay, Tennessee bound in the house. Hey, Natasha. I'm still stuck on him. I'm listening, but I'm so stuck on him saying he felt like he knew. That's why he wanted to move. Well, one of the reasons. But he always knew and felt that what happened to Summer. And then missing and run over by a car. I mean, that's just as bad. I mean, run over by a car. I mean, that's pretty deadly. So just say maybe like run over the car. Me saying like that's not nothing. That's big. Most little kids that get hit by a car, it's not likely they survive all the time. They get ran over with their whole car. So I just can't believe he's saying all these things. I really can't believe he said these things. I really can't believe it. I'm just in shock. I'm really in shock. I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. If that's not a red flag, I mean, I don't know what is. I wouldn't have never said that.
Because once a cheater, always a cheater. Because his wife left him, or cheated on him, so he's taking it out on me at this point. And he, every time he would say something, she would push me. He'd go say something else, she'd push me again. I never hit her or nothing, but the last time she pushed me, I pushed her out of the way, and I was going to hit him with that beer bottle, and she fell. I didn't even realize she fell. You know, or I pushed her to, you know, whatever. I was just trying to get her out of the way because I was going to nail. And so, of course, she went and called the cops and told them, hey, she didn't tell them the whole truth.
Yeah, what is that? So, yeah, tell me the truth. Because
she said that I was pushing her and hurt her and all this and that, you know. But my intention was just to push her out of the way so I could hit him. I didn't want her, you know, if me and him was going to fight or whatever.
Okay, so we know he's not gonna go in great detail and give us like the whole real to the real deal. Okay, we know that, right? So I can just pretty much imagine. Okay, Don's a big dude. Okay, they've been drinking. Okay, and then things escalated. So I believe there was some pushing and knocking down, going back and forth. I believe it. I mean, I can imagine it, but I don't think it is light as he's saying it because, and he's not really specifying. But let's see if he specifies on who he pushed. Was he pushing Candace, both Candaces, or was you just pushing Grandmama Candace? I would like to figure that out. Is it her? Okay, so let's keep going. But yeah, we know what drinking involves. So I can imagine him being upset, his aggression, trying to get to Jose. He probably pushed hard. When you in the moment and you intoxicated, yeah, it's gonna be some real pushing going on. Whether you intended to do it or not. Yeah, that's what happened.
I didn't want her like that. But she was acting real funny. See, another thing is too, though, on her behalf. So I was at a party in Utah at my sister's house. Well, I told her the truth is I was at my sister's house at a party just to eat the free food because I had to go home. And I was staying in a trailer to get to sleep so I could go to work the next day. But what she heard was I was partying, I gotta go. That's all she heard. So that, after we talked about that and everything, we straightened it all out. And I'm like, no, that's not at all. I was just trying to get some food and go home.
So she thought you were cheating.
Yeah. So that's how,
And you thought she was cheating.
Right. She wanted me to think that, but she wasn't.
What did Grandma think?
She's never liked me, but I think it's changed now, I think me and her, we get along a little bit better now, but at first we hated each other.
Well, why doesn't she like you, though?
She don't think I'm good enough for her daughter and all this and that.
Interesting. And what was she doing during the fight with Jose?
I'm not sure. I think she was standing there or whatever.
And that's the night she hurt her mom hurt her knee that night, didn't she?
I don't know if she hurt her knee or whatever. I have no idea. Her knee's been messed up.
Yeah. And
a long time.
You said she was getting in the way when...
No. Well, Candace was the one pushing me.
Okay.
Jose would say something, and Candace would just shove me as hard as she could. She was shoving me hard.
So, by Don's recollection, Candace was the aggressor in this specific altercation. If I'm listening correctly, he's painting this picture like Candace is the aggressor in this altercation. She's pushing me really, really hard. But okay, you said you pushed somebody, but I want to know who was it you pushed. That's what I'm trying to get to that. Who was it you pushed? Because you making it seem like, okay, it wasn't Grandma Candy, so it had to be Candace, right?
Okay. So after 6 times she shoved me, I just trying to push her out of the way. And I was going to get Jose. But afterwards, we straightened it all out. After we sat to talk and see each other's side more clearly, we forgive each other and just went on,
Sure. Where's Jose now?
That night, Candace's mom told him when they took me to jail, Candace's mom said, "Get your crap and get it."
All right, because he didn't jump to another subject, okay, but he never specifically stated who he pushed out the way to attempt to throw a bottle at Jose. but he threw it at the wall. He wanted to throw it, Jose, but he threw it at the wall. He never specifically said, and he pretty much evaded that who got hurt and yeah. The whole, because somebody allegedly supposed to have got a hurt knee in that altercation. So he pretty much evaded that. Okay.
Truck, you're out of here.
Now, how do you know that? Because you were in jail.
I don't know that for a fact, but that's what they both told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened to him?
She took him all the way to North Carolina to some woman's house. We don't know what happened after that.
Why would Grandma take this guy to North Carolina?
Because she was just tired of him, tired of his BS.
But North Carolina is kind of a drive, don't you think?
It depends on what part of North Carolina you go to. It's just over the mountains. The border's right on, the top of the mountains.
Okay. And over by, is that Cherokee in that area?
I don't know. I'm just going by what they told me.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I believe it.
Now, and then, so getting back to the baby here, because this is all this information. I appreciate it. I'm just, we're gonna flush through it. So, now when you get back to do the cops ask you to hang on and stay on the property, or walk me through that day?
Well, they kind of want me to stay there. Or
hey,
whatever,
Nikki.
But I'm like, man, you need to let me go question at least the drug dealers that I know of and find out, and let me at least try to figure out something. I can't just sit here and do nothing.
Do you think the drug dealer took her?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I talked to Phil, and he might wheel and deal to keep himself going or whatever like that. But I just don't see him as being that kind of a person, no.
Have you known any kids to be traded for dope?
Never in my life. I couldn't. No.
Don, you ain't never known of kids to be traded for dope.
I've never even heard of anything like that before.
Really?
I think it'd be interesting to see if one would even do anything like that. Because I think most of them tell you that they'd probably beat the hell out of you. Yeah. Or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think some of them got more integrity than that, even though they're a damn drug dealer,
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, with the intensity of meth and, crazy, right? Is it possible?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. The thing that, to get at me, and we know he has an alibi, but that doesn't mean that he didn't get, and we know that they have ties because of Facebook. These detectives have told me that they have ties. They've worked with him. They know each other. I know he was psycho.
You say these detectives, not TVI, or the people you're working with.
Right.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, at this point, let's just address this red flag real quick, and I'm finna push play. And it's gonna be real simple. Don, you know of people that would trade their kids for drugs because you was one of those people that tried to trade your oldest children for drugs. So yeah, you do know of people like it. Don't act brand new. Don't act like you never heard of it. It's all over the world. People been doing this for God knows when. It's not unheard of, and you was one of those people. So you really trying to evade it because you already know what's up. Okay, you were one of these people. Okay, you was one of these people. Okay, and if y'all hear, Chris brought up meth. We know that was the drug you was on when you attempted to trade your children. Okay, we know that was the drug you on. So I see what Chris is doing.
I can give you the number if maybe you guys can get together. I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't hardly trust anybody anymore. I don't trust the police anymore. There's just so much weird stuff. It just blows me away.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts for sure. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not my first rodeo, though, as you know.
Right.
I'm sure you've done your homework. And so I want to stay focused on that day, because it's critical that day.
Yes.
And you say this guy, you have this feeling that this guy's involved. What brings you to that feeling, even though you say he has an alibi?
Because he would have done anything to get back at me.
So revenge.
So like I say, revenge. He tried everything in the world else, and he told them all kind of stuff to try to get me fired. And all I would say in my defense is, see, that's what he does every day. That's exactly what he does every day.
Okay.
We don't need that kind of stuff on the job sites and all this and that, because he's just drama every single day.
Where's he been since Summer's been missing?
I don't know. I know the police have been to his house. He had his truck up on jacks, and he's definitely got alibis.
What kind of truck, real fast before you go past
that Nissan Pathfinder, there's a picture of it, because he drove to my house, and we rode in my truck because we had a long distance to go that day. And it's just been a fight with him. You know how some of these meth people are. You can't reason with them. You can't. They start seeing stuff. They start thinking everybody's after them, and they start thinking all kind of weird stuff. So there's just no. A normal person cannot be around somebody who's on meth.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, right.
And so, what color was his truck?
Yellow. There's a picture of it somewhere. I can't remember where. Somewhere on Facebook or somewhere. It's been going around, but it's pictured. Where Summer's dancing in the rain.
Okay.
You can see it in the background. Yes.
And was he on the property that day? If you know.
Yes.
What time?
When we come back to get, we come back, and he got in his truck and went home.
Okay, when you say when we come back, when did you get in the truck?
Right. I'd say we probably got back around 6:30, maybe 7. Sometime late. It was a long day.
And so, how did he get back with you?
In this little white truck.
Okay.
We rode together way out past Greenville, way out there somewhere. Can't remember now.
So did you did a job up there that day?
Yeah, it was way out to, trying to remember what it's called now, but my mind's blank.
With him?
Yes. Yeah, we rode together to save gas and everything, plus that Troy is a big piece of job.
And is that where you got the phone call from Candace?
No, this was way prior to this. When we was working out here in the Meadows in Jonesboro was when I fired him.
Okay.
And he kept,
And that was the day before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The day before Summer disappeared.
And
okay, let's pause right there. Okay, did Don just say this is the guy that he fired? And did Don say he was an independent contractor? Thank you, Lee, because that just really contradicted that whole situation, and now I'm really confused. Well, we know anything he say is gonna be confusing anyway because he's gonna talk in circles. Okay. But you said you're an independent contractor. You fired him the day before. And then some went missing the next day. But then you also said he always tried to get you fired. I thought you was the boss man. I'm so confused. Like, I really feel like he's doing this on purpose. I mean, does he realize what he's saying? Is he realizing what he's saying? You the boss, bro. You the boss. You fired this guy. But then right before that, you say he's been trying to get you fired. And he's been giving you problems. And he tried to get you fired. So, do you maybe you have a boss? I don't. That should have been broken down. He needs to explain it because that just lost me. And yeah, he's talking in a lot of circles, and that just does not make sense. You have issues with this guy at work. He tried to get you fired, but then you fired him. This is why I have problems believing anything Don say. Once again, I don't know if he did anything to Summer. I don't know if he know. I feel he knows something about something. I don't know if he did it, but I know he knows something as well as Candace. I feel that they know something. Okay? But I can't believe him because of the inconsistency and the lies. This is why I have a hard time. And it's like, how can you believe someone who keeps talking the way he does in circles, projecting, deflecting? I mean, how? I mean, he's really putting his own foot in his mouth. And him talking, he's going to walk himself into a jail cell. He really might. It's like you really want Chris to believe it's this guy, but okay, you said he gave you problems at work and he was trying to get you fired, but then you fired him, so it sounded like he worked for you. So did he go to what? Somebody that's higher above you on the food chain or something? And tried to get you to what? Lose your contract? I mean, what was it? I need some more clarification on that.
And so then did you come back with him that day, or the day Summer disappeared?
This is a job?
Yes.
Yeah, I come back to work on the job and try to clean it up, and I saw some of the guys out there. I told them, come out over here and look at this job over here. Look at this. And they was like, wow. They couldn't believe it. This guy, his work was just horrible, and he's just out there. He was just big time out there.
It sounds like he was tweaking.
Yes, but like worse than any tweak I've ever seen. It could have been meth, but it's like worse than anything I've ever seen before. I've seen some things in my time, but this was like way worse. Like maybe he was mixing something grass, and he goes and tries to grab him and stuff, and luckily they fought back and everything like that. And but it's like worse than that. I don't know what it could be. I have no idea.
You ever heard of crocodile?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Do you think that
if this guy was so horrible, why would you bring him on your property to show him anything on your house? Why would you bring this person? Because from what I'm just getting, he brought him, they was riding together and all this, that, and the third. But if y'all having some serious issues, wouldn't y'all be going in separate cars? And I mean, if it's, you make it sound like it's a real huge problem, but at the same time, y'all going here together, y'all doing this together, and then you bring him on your property. If I had an issue with someone, I wouldn't bring them on my property. Definitely not around my kids. But I don't understand that. What makes sense? Please explain to me, because I don't get it. I don't.
Think that he could be crackulating on that stuff?
It could be. There's something crazy, because, we're supposed to be a team out here. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do butt joints. Okay. So I mix up $2 a month for butt joints. Next thing I know, he's on his skills working on a tray on the high ceiling. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? We're supposed to be doing butt joints together. And he's mumbling some stuff and whatever. And I'm like, so I get down off my steels and I set up mud for him so he can do that. And like I say, he was He spent 2 hours on that thing. It was something that should have took 20 minutes, and just was cussing, and like there's just all kind of stuff in my mud. What he asked me if I'd dump it out for him. I mean, he had mud slung everywhere. He'd grab a bucket. He's trying to do 100 mile an hour. I'm like, man, you gotta slow down. You can't work like that.
Right.
And it was just on and on and on, day after day after day, like that. But getting worse every day.
Yeah. Wait, and
this is yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. You finish your thought.
Oh, I was gonna say, this is the 5th person in a row that I've had to fire over drugs.
Yeah.
The 5th one in a row.
Yeah. And
all right. So he makes this statement. It's the 5th person in a row he's had to fire over drugs. So what does that say about you, boss? Is hiring these drug addicts? I don't need to say anymore. What does that say about you? 5th person in a row? But you knew this person had a drug habit and he's on all this hard drugs, but you brought him to your house. I'm confused on that. But then it's the 5th person in a row. So birds of a feather flock together. Need I say more? Need I say more?
It seems like after they get that paycheck, when it's all stars.
Yeah, and when he's been up on your property there, has he seen Summer?
Yes, and Candace said he didn't like the way that he was looking at her.
Tell me about this.
Well, I'm not sure. All I know is she was mad because he was looking her up and down. That's what she told me.
And when
she didn't like him.
When was that?
Several times. First day that he was up there, and she told me several times since then.
Did you think of him the day Summer disappeared?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think?
He's my first suspect.
Did he tell the police this? It's my first question. You telling this to Chris? You telling this to Chris? But did you tell this to the police? And have they already checked him out? And have they already ruled him out? And does he have an alibi? Because it's the first, pretty much, of us hearing this. Right. August 1st. You telling him this August 1st. Today is the 4th. Why haven't we heard of this person before? Why haven't we heard of this person before? Thank you, moderator, whoever handled that. That's just odd. But if he tells the police, I am sure they're going to go to his house, check him out, get an alibi for him, and do what they're supposed to do to rule everyone out. That's how, that's how it goes. Right. But then
it still is.
And why did you tell me why?
Because he's out to get me any way he can.
He did mention him before.
Anything to get at me.
So this
except for face me face to face.
Got it.
Okay, if you mentioned before, I mean, did he say he told the cops, law enforcement, if that's the first person that came to your mind, right? Wouldn't you have told law enforcement so they can go to his house, vet him, verify his information? Wouldn't you do that? So it seems like the cops might have already ruled everybody out. Possibly. or they're in the process of doing it. Because they're still, if he's already told them, they're still focused on the house. You would definitely tell them. Yeah, you would. He said police was looking for him. I responded with him in Don's. Huh? Okay. They cleared him. Okay, so why is Don even bringing this up if he's in the clear and he didn't do it and he has an alibi, he's cleared and he doesn't have Summer? Why is this even being brought up? Is this another deflection? I mean, he just wasted the last 10 minutes on a person that is cleared and that does not have Summer. So why are you even taking the time to explain this to Chris when he's already been cleared? Let's move on to the next person that you think did it.
And cowardly. I understand. I respect that.
You know,
and when why do you think what would be his motive outside of to take her to revenge against you? Why would there be another reason in your head?
Well, okay, like 7 years ago, he worked with this company before, and he went through this crew, that crew, this crew, then he worked with me. And I worked with him for a half a day. I was like, dude, I don't know what's up, but I'm going home. The next day, by 11 o'clock, I'm like, dude, I cannot work with you. I don't know what your deal is, but I can't win. This was like 7 years ago. And so I told my boss I can't work with him. Let him do his own apartment. I'm going over here. I'm going to work on this place. And then he messed all that up, ended up getting fired. His wife left him and took the kids.
Okay.
To another state.
Okay.
To another state.
So he took the kids?
No, she did.
To protect the kids?
Yeah, and plus right now he's on probation for something, and I don't know what that is. But one day I walked up to his truck, and he had one of them phony things that you pee out of.
Yeah.
You put somebody else's pee in there.
I am about to jump off of the nearest bridge. Why are we still talking about this person that's been cleared? Why are we still talking about this person that's been cleared? Chris got a lot of patience. He really has a lot of patience. I know he's got to be getting tired of hearing this shit. I mean, it's going over and over. And he did this and he did that. I mean, he's been cleared. Let's address the other people. Let's address someone else, a real suspect, like Natasha said. Somebody that hasn't been cleared. That could have possibly abducted Summer. I mean, you wasted all this time on this one person trying to. I'm trying to. Yeah, God bless his patience, because no way.
One of those on and saying, "Well, I smoke my weed. I gotta have something for my weed, man. I gotta have my weed," you know. And I'm thinking, where he's from, where he was living in West Virginia, weed's legal.
Yeah, is that for his PO?
Yes, he was going to go do a drug test for his PO.
Right.
And I thought, well, I didn't think much of it then, you know, but after thinking about it, they don't care if you smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's the least of their worries.
Yeah, I used to supervise every Thursday night, everybody coming in and with the P cup, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And you have to stand next to you and watch you piss, man. That's no fun.
No, I guarantee you it's not. I wouldn't want that. But,
so okay, so what's your fear then?
My biggest fear is that the heat's on and he will get rid of evidence, meaning my daughter.
Right.
That's my biggest horrific fear.
Has TBI and FBI interviewed him?
Yes, and he's got alibis, and And they say, well, we just don't see him like that kind of person. I say, you don't know him. You haven't seen.
Okay, so he just stated that he has an alibi. Okay. All of that, and he has. Oh, God bless us. Okay, so he has an alibi. So it's obviously they vetted him, ruled him out. He don't have Summer. Okay, but obviously they still watching him. Okay. Obviously. Okay. Let me keep going because I think we would have moved on to something else. Thank God.
His prison mentality come out like I have, or his thug mentality. I've seen it, and I tried telling them that, but it's just they don't even sink into them. Seems like to me. I don't know if they're really listening to me or.
With the P-Cup show, I know exactly what you're talking about. And
right.
You have to stand next to you and watch you piss, man. That's no fun.
I rewinded a couple of seconds.
I wouldn't want that.
So okay, so what's your fear then?
My biggest fear is that the heat's on and he will get rid of evidence, meaning my daughter.
Right.
Okay. The heat on who? Because that person was vetted. So who is Don talking about at this point? We got to work together because he's all over the world. Okay. So we got to work as a team on this conversation that he had. So who, he said, what's your biggest fear? That he was getting rid of evidence, meaning his daughter. But this person has been vetted. So who is he talking about? Hey, friend. Hey, John. So who is his biggest fear? Like, who the hell are we talking about? Does anybody know? Are we talking about the same guy that's been cleared? That's Don's biggest fear, that he be getting rid of his daughter, that he's been vetted and doesn't have her? Or is that what we're talking about here? Please let me know. Because I didn't get that.
That's my biggest horrific fear.
Has TBI and FBI interviewed him?
Yes, and he's got alibis, and then they say, well, we just don't see him like that kind of person. I say, you don't know him. You haven't seen his prison mentality come out like I have, or his thug mentality. I've seen it, and I tried telling them that, but it's just they don't even sink into them.
Okay, Don, you got a thug mentality too. I mean, you've been to jail too, so you got a side to you that when you're on drugs and when you drink, that's what your background attests to. So you saying all this about this man that's been vetted and cleared, I just don't understand. And you telling the police they don't know him. Well, hell, we don't really know you, okay? And from your background, you can get real physical too. And you can describe it as a thug or whatever. I don't think you a thug. But yeah. So what about yourself? And it just seems like he keeps on bringing up everything and everybody and what everybody's doing and everybody's background and everybody's charges, and the deflecting is real.
I don't know if they're really listening to me or just, I don't know what TBI. They don't say nothing.
Now walk me through that. Were you in the joint with him?
No. I've been trying to straighten my life out for years since I found God.
Right.
You know, I was locked up in Utah, you know, and drugged back to prison many times for nothing.
Right. I remember you told me this.
I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm by any means. You know, I've done stupid crap. And you know, you get in that revolving door. You know, you can go out and sell drugs or whatever you want, and you're just gonna get your slap on the wrist, do 4 or 5 months, and back out. Everybody knows that.
Right. You get violated, and
it's like a free party, kind of.
Right. And I remember you told me that you were at Hill Air Force Base and your PO told your boss and kind of snitched you out, and that kind of.
They come out there too deep, and then whatever they told my boss, he was just shaking in his boots. He's like, man, I can't do this. You know? So they got me fired.
And what were you in custody for? Can I ask you that?
Well,
I mean, I can find out. You know that.
Somebody was. This guy is having a hard time with. He was messing with my sister, causing her a lot of trouble, and that's just an excuse. There's no excuse for what I did. But I hot-wired his truck. I took everything out of his garage, Harley stuff, everything, and loaded through the big truck and sold the truck at home for nothing. But there's no excuse. I did what I did. It was wrong.
Okay.
You know,
I've heard worse. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that, you know,
what else? Like that. What else you've been locked up for? I mean, what other things have you done?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Come on.
I've made trips to Mexico.
You can't do nothing but laugh at this man. You can't.
Were you running? Were you running?
Yeah, I bought cocaine. You know.
Yep.
Totaled a brand new truck coming back out of Mexico once, just up for days on end, thinking I'd get out in the middle of nowhere, think the Indians are after me, and get back out on the freeway, I think cops out. I didn't know which way to turn. Down in the middle of the desert, you know.
And you used to take the 5 down or the 15?
Yeah. I think, we went to El Paso.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just turned, and that turned into a big nightmare.
No, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's like the coolest.
I was lost out there in southern Utah somewhere. I didn't know which end was up or down.
So you were running dope. You've done, it sounds like you stole the guy's truck, and then.
Well, let's just say I tried to run dope. Okay. It's hard for a doper to run dope.
Yeah, that is a. I ain't
gonna lie to you.
That's a very true story, man. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. And then, what about when this thought process comes to my mind here for a minute about what was she wearing that morning when you were
same? Well, when she was asleep next to me, I'm not sure. As I just woke up and they stayed in bed and I got gone for work. I'm not sure, but I know the picture of her wearing where she's asleep by the milk jugs. That's what she was wearing when she was kidnapped.
Okay, so it's the same outfit.
Yes.
And is that the outfit Candace said? Did she change when she went back in the house, or do we know?
I don't think so. That's the outfit she was going to wear for her first day of school.
Oh, so this is the outfit. So it had some sentimental value for her.
Yeah.
Did she pick it out?
I don't know. I'm always at work. I'm glad she got to go to all these places with her daughter.
He wasn't really clear on the outfit thing, because I want to know, was that what Summer wore, that sweatsuit looking thing that she was in the truck in, that he wants us to believe that, okay, that might be her outfit for school, first day of school. But you got to think about it. It's damn near 100 degrees in Tennessee. So why would that be the outfit that she would be wearing for that day? And did she wear that? Was that what she was wearing when she left to go take Mama Candace to the hospital? Grandmama Candace. That's what I want to know. Was that what she had on? And then 2, why would she have that hot outfit on? And it's 100 degrees outside. That don't make sense. You would think you wouldn't pick out nothing like that, but these people, I don't know. I mean, but that's just odd. It's 100 degrees outside, and you would pick that out?
For the first 2 years, 18 months or so, Summer, when she was born, she didn't want her mother. She only wanted me.
Wow.
And that just blew me away. I just couldn't believe it. She only wanted me. And Candace coerced her all these years by taking her to all these places, fishing and stuff. And it took all this time to get, but Summer loved her mother. You know, it took time. And I don't know why she was just so attached to me like that. I've never had anything like that happen to me before. And I was just so thankful. You know, I thank God, you know.
Yeah.
So I've never had anybody love me like that.
Yeah. No, I get it. What about, I want, now this one's going to be a hard question, okay? So,
Sorry, brother. Sorry.
Oh, well, I'm, you know, being straight with you. So, what, your
no,
ex-wife,
Tasha, it's still hot. School's this
years
week.
ago, tell me about that scenario where, you know, she went over and got the kids.
My ex-wife got the kids. I don't know what you're talking about there.
Well, she said that, you know, by the way, are you guys still on talking terms? Just, I might as well clear this.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, I don't have no problem with her. I think she's gotten clean. Okay. She's had years of meth problems, but I think she's finally gotten clean and she's somewhat got her head straightened out. Okay. So we've been talking, but
yeah, there was, you know, where she said that you were kind of spun out, and you know that your kids got with somebody else, and you know she didn't know about it. She went and got them.
I don't know anything about that. I have no idea. I never heard that anything like that.
He don't know nothing about attempting to trade his kids and possibly traded his kids, something with a trade of a child, possibly two oldest children, allegedly. He was seen caught trading his child, his oldest two kids, but he don't recollect it. He can't recollect it. Well, you wouldn't be able to if you was on meth. They said you was high on meth. So, yeah, you wouldn't be able to recollect it if you was high on meth. You wouldn't be able to recollect getting ready to hand your babies over to some drug dealers. You wouldn't be able to. But I think you do. But I'm just going to just give it to meth is why you can't recollect it. You was high on meth at the time. You possibly married. Right. They did say she was last seen in a pink. Yeah. See, it's crazy. I mean, you're never going to get what happened from these people, no matter how many times you talk to them. And it don't even matter who talked to them. They're going to lie either way. That's what I was telling that one person. Okay, Tom, they been lying. They've been lying from the jump. So you talk to them, I mean, they've been lying. I don't believe nothing that come out of their mouth anymore because it's not been consistent. It changes. We don't know. Hey, Kimberly, baby, we don't know what to believe at all. They even lied to the news. They even lied to the public, to probably law enforcement. If they told them this stuff, they lied. So at the end of the day, them talking to somebody else is not going to change the fact that they're liars, that they have not been consistent. They've been changing their stories. And I find it odd all this time she was close to you, and all of a sudden she just didn't want to deal with you like it, and she was dealing with Candace. Why was that? Because people are noticing that. Why? Did something happen? Well, she didn't want to be a daddy's girl no more? Right. Right, just roll with it. Yeah. She was cold, but she got on cold milk. That's true. I mean, that's a good point. It's a lot of good points. And that's why I said these are the red flags, inconsistency, the changing of the stories. But we supposed to believe they're being honest. We don't even know what to believe. They keep changing it. So no. I'd be a fool to think they're telling the truth. And all the stories have changed from day one since Summer been missing. It's ridiculous.
Okay. And that's why I'm asking you. I mean, right? I always go right to the source. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that kicks down a lot of information. Either way, and no matter what, I mean, people are gonna, if she tells somebody this or that, there's a lot of he said, she said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That cocaine thing for me was really tough for me to get over for years. I'm not gonna say a lot to you.
Are you doing any drugs now? And will the cops?
No.
Did they take your blood?
They test us. Yes, I'm clean. I don't do nothing. I won't even pick up a beer.
Okay, so they.
Well, for one thing, if I drink beer, then I do want that crap, so I won't even touch a beer.
He won't even drink a beer, but wasn't it him just having an episode maybe like a week or so ago because he got real drunk? So is this something new or what? Didn't he just have an episode because he got real drunk? But you won't even touch a beer. You won't even touch a beer, but everybody knows about this recent episode you had being very intoxicated. But you won't touch a beer? Make that make sense, y'all. Can you believe a person that cannot be honest? So it's nothing personal. It's not judging. It's just common fucking sense. Would you believe someone? Would you believe me if I changed my story 100 times? I would hope not. I wouldn't believe myself. I mean, August 1st, the world knew about your episode where you got drunk. But you still chose to tell Chris this lie, but everybody already knew this. So I don't understand why lie when everybody was privy to this information. Why would you lie? And we already knew about your recent episode. It's everywhere. So I don't understand. But let's go on and keep listening to your lies.
Right. So, but they took your blood.
Yeah, they drug test us. Yes.
Yeah, that's typical in these kind of high profiles like this. And what about Candace? Both of you?
Well, she was ready for weed.
Okay.
Okay. But she quit after all this happened with Summer. She's quit that, and now I'm just trying to get her to work on the alcohol.
Right.
Because I'm like, she started drinking last night, and she quit for like 2 days. I'm like, Candace, when you drink, it just makes it hard on me. Now I got to babysit you and everything else. And, it just ain't right.
Now, this is another hard question. All right. Yeah.
Hold on, Chris. Do y'all hear Don? Do you hear Don right now? Do you hear what he is saying? I mean, Candace have not said no information like this about you, but for you to put out her struggles, her issues, without even addressing your own. You have an alcohol problem yourself. Who are you to put your wife out there and say she needs to work on her alcohol? She needs to work on alcohol. Yeah, she quit weed, or she's quitting weed after this situation. But now we're working on the alcohol. What about working on your alcohol? What about working on your alcohol and your drugs? Because your drugs go way back. We don't know how long Candace been on drugs, but we know you've been on drugs for a while. Because you and your first wife was on drugs, heavy drugs. But you don't want to talk about that. You only said cocaine, which we know that is a lie. It was harder than cocaine. Meth, okay? They weren't just cocaine and some weed, okay? So stop. And the audacity to talk and put out Candace like that, but won't even address your own nitty gritty, your own issues like that, what you need to work on. You ain't addressing what you need to work on. And you complain about babysitting her. Let's revert back to your violence because you was drinking and she was scared for her and the kids and her mother. That sounds like somebody that needs to work on their drinking. When he drinks, he throws things. So we need to pull that up, Don. It sounds like maybe you both, but do not put all of that on. She need work on it. I'm tired of babysitting her. Well, don't you think she was babysitting you? Having to deal with you, throwing things, probably walking around the house on eggshells because you might just snap because you had too much to drink tonight. I'm just saying. I mean, because that made me feel some type of way. I mean, you were so quick. I mean, okay, you can throw other people. I mean, but your wife who is not throwing you under the bus. Now, y'all stories don't match, but she ain't telling your information. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said nothing. Nothing about her demons or what she need to work on. Talk about you and what you need to work on because you're the one that has the case. And yes, everybody has a little past. Candace does too. But yours, you admitted that you was drunk. And in that case, you tend to drink a lot. So you bet I'm saying we both need to work on our drinking. Don't just put it all on her. You definitely, and you still do. Okay? Because you had a recent episode. So you still need to work on your damn drinking. Okay? And let's not just put it out on her because your sister already told that y'all both smoke weed. So don't just put it on like, oh, she just stopped right when this happened. I'm sure you just probably stopped too if you just stopped. If you just stopped. Don't put it out on her like, yeah, I don't like that. I do not like that. I cannot. Y'all gonna have to get on me for that one. No, I don't like that. Don't do that. Because she ain't once came out and threw him under the bus like that. If anything, she's been lying, protecting him. His secrets. She's been holding dear. Because the last interview, he let some stuff slip too about her blood test. And he shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have did that. But you didn't tell your results.
By the way, I had heard that too. So I was thinking through that. So that leads me to think, could she have been high and that would have played a role in not necessarily, just where she's not paying attention or grandma's not paying attention. And does grandma smoke?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And the thing about that is she won't smoke during the day.
Okay.
And she will not drive and smoke because she's so afraid that she's going to get a DUI and all that. And so she will not touch it.
Okay.
But she'll smoke a little bit at night. If she has a few drinks, she might smoke a little bit and then she's going to bed. That's it. End of Candace.
Okay.
Until she wakes up in the morning and then look out.
Got it. And then tell me about Hunter. What's his play here?
I have no idea what the deal is with that because every time I've ever seen him, when he comes over to our house, he plays with the kids. He's always been real gentle, real good. He always comes up and gives me a hug, and I try to be as nice to him as I can because I know he doesn't have a father or or whatever. He lives in town in HUD housing or whatever. So he don't get out in the country and stuff. And so I've just tried to be really nice to him. And he's always been good and give me a hug and everything every time I've ever seen him.
Okay. And
so this is all just since Summers disappeared and they all turned on us, that just blew me away. I'm like, why? It's like they're trying to divert attention to us for some reason.
And what about, yeah, I mean, and just, you know, he said that obviously threw you guys, you know, in different directions. And, you know, and there's a lot of different, there's two sides always to every story.
Right.
And,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, some person says this, another person says that, but somewhere in between is the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
That's always the way these things unfold.
Yes.
And so, what about his mom?
You know what? I think the welfare. I know that she called the welfare on us. That's why the welfare was on us, and why they was worried about the weed thing, and they was fixing to close our case. But I think that she thought we called the welfare on her, and she was trying to get back at us. You know, but we don't do that unless it's necessary. You know.
So revenge again, right?
Yeah. We never called the welfare on her. We wouldn't do that unless, like I say, if there's a reason to, yeah. But other than that, we're not going to call just for revenge or whatever.
Right.
You know. But I think that's why she called them on us, because, yeah, for revenge. But for some why, you know, what I still don't understand is why, when they found out the summer it was gone, that's the instant they turned on us big time.
Interesting.
The very instant, yes. Very interesting.
And why is that, though? Why do you think?
You know, I started wondering, did they have something to do with her abduction? You know, because they was at the parade when the church made that banner for Summer, and they was walking down the parade with Summer's picture on it. Yeah. They was sitting there at the parade laughing, pointing their fingers, you ain't got your little girl no more. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I wouldn't even do that to my enemies.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And
let me pause right there. All right. So he speaks of CPS being called on him by Allie and H for weed or revenge. Maybe. I don't know, right? I'm not sure. But what we can be sure is CPS been in and out y'all life for a long time. So even if she just made a call, that's not why CPS been in your whole life. It's not because of Allen. Not saying she didn't call this time, but CPS been in and out your life throughout your life. Okay? So whether she called or not this time, she's not the reason. CPS been in and out your life the whole time. Other people, your family has called on you. Other people have called on you. You have got kids removed previously. Okay? So we're not going to sit up here and just act like because of this one call and put it all on that. And then let's move on to him saying that they was at the parade and Allie and Hunter is pointing at him saying, you don't got your daughter no more. You don't got your daughter no more. Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? I find it hard to believe because I just can't believe shit that comes out of Don's mouth. And I'm being honest. Because he can't be honest. I don't know what it is. He just can't be honest. So I can't say whether they did that or not. I really can't say. Why would they point at you? You ain't got your daughter no more. You don't have your daughter no more. I'm really trying to picture that. And you will be calm? But that's why you think they had something to do with it? That's why you think they did something to Summer? Because allegedly they said that? I don't believe that. Exactly, John. Yeah, but he wants to paint the narrative. She's the one to call CPS on us, trying to change the narrative, control the narrative. That's why possibly the boys are not with him right now. Their weed issue. He's trying to really control this whole narrative. But we know better. We know CPS has been in and out your life, in these kids' lives, for way longer than Allie calling. And whatever they got going on, it's messed up. But we're not going to put all that on her calling this one time. They've been in and out your life. But I don't think I believe that he did that. And then because they said that you think they did something to Summer. Well, how would they have done something to Summer? Your damn wife was with her. So that would mean your wife know. If Allie and Hunter did something to Summer that day, Candace was right there. So that means Candace would know. Is he listening to what he's saying? That would mean Candace is aware and she knows something. That would mean your wife is lying. So how could they have done something to Summer when Summer was with your wife the entire time, allegedly? Because who really knows? Do y'all get what I'm saying? If it was Allie and H, Candace was with your daughter the whole time. So that means Candace will be involved in some way, and aware and alert. Know what happened. Possibly involved. If they did something, she would know because she had her. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Candace cried,
I'm hoping that, man, I can't only imagine what that must have felt like, as a family. And what about, with what puts you in your mind that maybe he could be involved?
Well, because he'll do whatever his mother says. For money, she'll give him money for cigarettes, or let him do his little thing, whatever that is. I'm not sure. Let him do his little thing if he lies for it. And I'm getting this from Candace. I know everything he said was just absolute craziness on your interview.
Yeah.
Another thing just popped out. He just said that Allie would give Hunter money for cigarettes or yada yada, right? So that would mean most likely Hunter was down there vaping and Candace provided the vape, right? Because everybody's aware that Hunter smokes and drinks, right? Definitely smoking. You just admit to the smoking. That Allie's aware of that, which we already suspected. Remember? We said Allie knew. This nothing new. This is what they do with Hunter, right? Y'all remember that? We already said we're aware. We don't believe that because we know that boys smoke and drink around them. And mother knows all. Okay? But Don just said Allie gets some money, buys cigarettes and stuff like that. So 9 times out of 10, Hunter saying that he smoked and had vapes and Candace buying him vapes was most likely true. I'm just saying. Most likely true. Everybody's aware that Hunter smokes. But he just let that slip out and didn't even know. I'm going to revert back to what your wife said. Automatically, Don. Everything y'all said, I'm automatically revert back in my brain. It's something I can't help doing. So that means Hunter was telling the truth about him smoking. You just spilled the beans.
Yeah, and then, but what would be his motive other than just to get back? And plus, did he have access to her that day after Candace dropped him off?
Well, we know that we give that little girl, I can't remember her name ever, she's like half black, half white. I can't remember her name. Dang, I can't remember her name, but her and Summer loved each other, and we give her a puppy, and that puppy, when it got older, next thing we know, it's at our house.
We do.
So we know they drove out there and dumped it off.
When?
At our house. We don't, not sure when, probably, I'm not exactly sure when. Candace might be able to answer that question better than I can. And maybe I can get back to you later or something.
Yeah.
But I'd say about, I don't know.
It was before
before summer. It was, yes.
Yeah.
A week or two before summer disappeared, yes.
Okay, so I want to focus on, that day, right? Because that's the critical part for us to kind of sort through, what's reality, what's not reality. And we got dope involved, in terms of different people, and people tweak and hallucinate. They do all kinds of weirdness, right? So that doesn't help Summer. We've got to make sure that we've got a clarity of focus on what time it is here. Now here's another question that comes to my mind. In your heart of hearts, what do you want to happen to the person that did this?
I'm afraid if I run into them, it's not going to be good.
Okay, walk me through.
I'm not a violent person at all. But when I see somebody hurt a little kid or something, I can't help myself. I don't know what it is. Something just triggers in me. If I see someone being cruel to, it don't have to be my kid. It can be anybody's kid. I see somebody being cruel to an animal, I tend to flip. I don't know what.
Was you like that, Don, when you was sexually assaulting your family members? Was you like this?
I don't mean to. You got to understand that.
Yeah. So what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen?
I have to leave it to God, and I know what prison's like, and I have mercy for anybody who's in prison, because you're lucky if you get out of there alive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So would you want to see this person in prison?
I don't know if I could do that, let's be honest with you.
Yeah. No,
it's just.
So somebody kidnap your child. Okay? And your child is found deceased or alive. You don't know if you want that person arrested and locked up. Y'all don't know? You don't know? Who you talking to, Signa? You don't know if you want that person locked up. You will want them to go to jail. You should want to hurt them yourself. If somebody take your baby away, you just said you can't stand for somebody to do something with to a child, but you wouldn't do nothing about your own. He's so contradicting. Did you not just hear him say, yeah, he got to lean on something? Yeah. You just said you can't stand to see an animal or a person hurt. You don't want to get physical, but you're going to intervene. Basically, that's what you're saying. But when it comes to your child and you find out the person that did it, took her, whatever, you don't know? I thought you would intervene. Be upset. Wouldn't allow it. But now you don't know what you would do?
just depends on all the circumstances, you know.
What if it was an accident?
Well, you know, that's different, you know. And accidents happen, you know.
Right. And could this have been an accident?
I have no idea. I know if Candace, you know, had an accident or something, she'd call the authorities right away.
Right.
I know that she's not devious like that. She's
Facts,
a good person.
Wanderlust.
She wants to be a good person.
And
she wants to.
And Don, I told you the first time we talked that I had a lot of respect for the fact that she talked. And one of my thought process is, you know, as this whole thing unwinds, I mean, is it possible that, you know, maybe Grandma hurt her by accident and it just got out of control? I mean, the goal here is to find Summer and to put the truth on the table, right?
Well, I think if that was the case, she would have either called me or authorities right away. I don't think they would do that because I think they realize, you know, even this much later, if it was an accident, it's better to go to the authorities and tell the truth. And, you know, accident's an accident. I don't think they're that stupid like that.
No, I'm not saying they are.
No, I know you're not. I'm not, you know, I'm just saying I don't think they would. I just don't see that.
Is it possible, though? I mean, I'm really trying to help you.
Right. And I've thought about that scenario myself, but when I think about the day that she called me hysterically and freaking out and everything, you know, I just don't think so.
Well,
I don't believe so.
But you see, it crossed your mind it could have been. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay. And
get them, Chris.
Because you know the worst case scenario is the last thing anybody wants. If this is an accident, then it's an accident.
Right.
Okay. And that's the way it is.
Yep. Wonderful.
And you know, then what happens then is everything gets shut down and everybody says, "Oh my gosh, it's an accident."
Well, if it were an accident, I don't think Candace would be on Facebook 24/7 for the first week like I was.
Right.
Trying to get the story out, putting all the pictures out, and everything that she's been trying to do. You know, and the same as me, trying to do the same thing, putting ourselves out there, getting, you know, put down left and right, over and over and over.
We know people who's guilty do that shit all the time, okay? Put themselves out there, try to make it seem like they're innocent, they're what they're going through, try to deflect, throw a whole narrative. We know that's what they do, okay? Killers, people that hurt their children or murder someone, they be on news sharing real tears, shedding tears, and they just murder their child, but they on the news bawling. Okay, so it happens all the time. Okay, so it's not likely. Okay. 2, she called you hysterical, but we don't know really what y'all talked about on the phone. And she could have been hysterical if something accidentally happened to her. She would have been hysterical anyway because her daughter would have been hurt. If she accidentally hurt herself and was dead, she's gonna call you hysterical anyway. She's gonna call you hysterical anyway if she's missing. She's gonna call you hysterical anyway if one of the boys did it and it was an accident. She found her, for example, on the bottom of the steps, unconscious, possibly gone. Okay. Either way, she's gonna be hysterical. Just because she was hysterical don't mean it wasn't an accident that happened. Okay? It just does not mean that. She could have been hysterical anyway, just finding your child from an accident, unconscious, deceased. If that, I'm just throwing out a possibility. You're going to be hysterical anyway.
And crying, constantly. And that's the worst thing she can do is drink, because then she just turns to all tears.
Yes, John.
Even when the policeman brought her a bottle one night, I'm like, oh gosh, that was really nice of him, but man,
Police buy alcohol for people now and bring it to their house.
Her emotions come out, and I'm sure that I just, I don't think it's possible. I really don't.
Okay, so then we have to ask ourselves, let's eliminate, did she fall down the stairs and, everybody, panics? Okay? I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud.
Police deliver alcohol. I'm in the wrong city.
Right.
How does she get out of the basement? If that's
up them little stairs. She was real agile. I mean, she swing around like a monkey. She could pull her body weight up on a swing. The boys can't even do that.
Right. So from the moment Candace is dealing with Mom, and when do you think would have been the moment somebody would have snatched her?
Either somebody was laying in wait in the basement, or that dog trail there, because if you just have a little bit of camouflage on them, you're not going to see them.
Right.
And so they could have snatched her quick.
What did your boys say?
They were glued to the TV. They weren't, and you can't say nothing to them. They're just in a la la land.
Right.
They were all glued to the damn TV and their games on their phones and everything. So they,
Were they playing any games?
Yeah, they were playing games, and they was on YouTube watching. I forget what that is. It's like a puzzle game where you build stuff on there. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but they loved watching that.
Oh, Minecraft?
Minecraft, yeah. I love that.
I used to call it Minecraft.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
And so, what did each of your sons tell you?
One time me and Josie,
he's stuttering.
He just started crying. I don't even remember what I said to him or what. And he says, "Dad, it's not my fault." And he was crying. I said, "I know, son. I know it's not your fault. I'm sorry, whatever." And I don't even remember what I said to him or what to make him cry. I just remember him saying, "It's not my fault." And I felt bad. But we ain't been the same. We ain't gonna be the same.
And what was your other boy saying?
Wyatt told my wife that if he would have went downstairs with Summer like she wanted him to, she probably wouldn't be gone. He feels like he's kind of guilty of it too.
And then your other?
Waylon's too young. He's just too young to understand right now.
And what were they playing hide and seek maybe?
No, they were all upstairs. The boys were playing Minecraft, watching Minecraft and playing games on their phone like they always do. They get stuck on it.
Right. When they kids, their brothers and sisters, did they play a lot of hide and seek? That's a great place to play it up there in that.
Yeah, they have a few times, but at that time, from everything I've heard, they wasn't. And then two, they took the boys to some specialists somewhere to be questioned.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay.
Because they can't just come out and ask them questions. They have to take them to specialists. So they was gone for quite a while. They had to drive them quite a ways away.
Right. And what do you think they shared with them?
The truth. Just everything I told you.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is the absolute truth.
Yeah. No, So,
all right. So he goes on to say what the boys said. I really wish he would have clarified the son that said it's not my fault. Is that what he said? It's not my fault. So, I mean, is it possible an accident happened? Is it possible an accident happened with the boys? Or they feel bad because they didn't watch Summer? Because that could go a couple of different ways. That could really go a couple of different ways. They could feel bad because they didn't watch their little sister and now she's missing, which really is not their job. I mean, because it seems like they always was stuck watching her. Okay. He said it is his fault. Okay, so what is it? What does he feel like is his fault? Because he didn't watch his sister? Or did something happen? Because they was in the house alone because Candace was allegedly at the camper. So, did something happen? And when Candace came back to the house and there goes this accident and I'm panicking and I'm calling Don and we making arrangements because we're panicking. I still think that's a possibility. Everything is a possibility. Except for strange abduction. We know that's not. But everything else still stands as a possibility. Seems like the older son's feeling sorry about what happened in Summer. It's still unclear as to what he was referring to. Yes, very unclear. And that's, it could go, you can have a couple of questions and theories out of that. You can question, what is it that he feels is his fault? Why? Did something happen? Is it because they didn't watch their sister? Because they seem to always have that responsibility is to watch Summer. Or is it because something happened? That's my question.
So kids have a tough time, depends on the totality of the circumstances.
Yeah.
And what, go ahead.
Good. I call CBI.
Great point, Lee. He said the boy was crying. So he was probably fussing at him. Okay. I thought about that in my head. He was probably fussing at him because he can't remember what he said to his son. But you had him crying. And he's saying, it's my fault. But you don't know what you said to him to make him cry. So you probably was yelling and upset, frustrated. Probably saying, I told you, she told you to watch Summer. I can just imagine, possibility. I told you to watch Summer. Didn't your mom tell you? Probably fussing, times 10. The boy's crying. It feels like it's something, his fault. His dad yelling at him. And his sister's gone. So, yeah, that is a possibility. There's a very good possibility that the parents made him feel that way.
I'm over here and get this address for you. I took off work, drove clear over there, got the address. I said, I think you need to check it out because they had a truck in service at that time that had that ladder rack thing on it. I said, it's not here now, but they did have one in the shop there. So,
and walk me through that truck. Where's that truck come into this?
I have no idea. Somebody said that they seen it parked in our driveway when Summer got gone. So it was just an eyewitness account.
Now,
but that
at the bottom of the hill or the top of the hill?
In our driveway at the bottom.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in our driveway at the bottom. Somebody's seen it, supposedly. But that's all it is. It's just an eyewitness account or whatever. And had never found this truck. But it could have been the one where his dad works. They might have took that truck over there. Prison is out on parole. And I mentioned all that to him. I supposedly searched all them. But he probably, he could have, I don't know. When you got them kind of connections and you hang around druggies, and they're into all these you know, you can basically make a lot of stuff happen if you want to, if you wanted to.
Right.
And stealing somebody's little girl is probably not too far-fetched.
Do you think she's alive?
Well, after all the dreams that I've had, you know, 2 of them sent to me via Facebook, and the one that I had, and the one that Candace had, I'm not sure. She's either in a really well-to-do place or it was her last thoughts.
Interesting.
Because of the dreams. And I'm going to write those dreams down in writing and share them with everybody.
Yeah. And what about when you said early on your thoughts?
Real quick before we play the rest of this. That truck made me think. There's a news clip that came out and law enforcement commented about this truck. Okay? I'm going to post it. I think I saved it to my WJHL posted today about the red truck. They said they still have not found no red truck. They're still looking, right? But just recall back to what Don said about a red truck abandoned in another city with the license plate missing, registering back to a neighbor. Okay? But the law enforcement came out, and I'm so glad they did. You saw it, Phoenix? Cool. For those that haven't, I'm going to make it my business to post it on my community wall. I might have forgot. I try to post all news clippings on the wall, but I'm going to post it. Yeah. They still looking for a red truck from this eyewitness account, okay? But allegedly there was a truck abandoned. I said, well, if law enforcement going to come out and say something about their red truck, I remember saying it. They're going to come out. And if that's true, they're not going to have us still looking for a red truck. Okay? They not exactly Wanderlust. They probably told them that. Don and Candace probably told them that. Okay? Seems like Don and Candace being so concerned about something about all the time give us the impression that something like this had happened in the past, but she didn't get lost. Yeah. You missed it where Don said he felt like something bad was gonna happen to Summer. He had a bad feeling something was gonna happen to her. You missed it, baby. Yeah, you need to. When I told you, when I said in the email, please watch it. Watch the interview. You're going to trip out on the stuff he has said in this interview. Okay, but yeah, that red truck, I was just waiting. I said, y'all, please don't come out about that red truck. And if it was a red truck abandoned and license plate going back to a neighbor and all that, license plate missing, they gonna let us know. Stop looking. We found a red truck matching that description.
Walk me through what you were thinking.
They didn't say that
early when you were seeing her in your mind in certain places, and even when I talked to you last time, your thought about maybe she's dead and buried. Where did that come from?
Because the dream that I had, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I was at a construction site, but this was a commercial construction site. I haven't done commercial since I left Houston, but this had these real big steel studs in it, and the day was just it was more beautiful than any day I've ever seen in my life. It was like perfect, and this building I in was beautiful, and I was working on it. And Summer was sitting there on the floor playing with her dolls or something, and she was dressed beautifully. I've never seen her so more beautiful, and it just the dream was like heaven, I guess you could say. And I said, Summer, where were you? And she says, down the road, and it was just like a perfect, beautiful dream, that I can't explain. I haven't had no other dreams since whatsoever. and she reeled it in. She gave it huggies and kisses and let it go, and that was the end of her dream. And but yeah, and then had a woman in Florida contact me, said that she had a dream, and she said something about take care of Yucky.
Did we already pass the part where he said he had a dream at some construction site? So is that where we need to be looking at construction sites? Do we need to be looking down the road, buried somewhere not far? I'm just saying, people are wondering. Do we need to be looking because he mentioned construction sites and dreams? Is that where we need to be looking? Do we need to be going visiting and does the police need to look at all your past construction sites that you worked at? I'm just asking questions that everybody else and a lot of people feel, and I'm just keeping it real. That's suspicious to me. I would want to check it. I would want to look. If I was an investigator, I would want to check it out. We all remember Chris Watts took his kids to where he worked. It's not far-fetched. You're gonna do your dirt. You're gonna really find a good hiding spot. You're gonna also keep it close to you, where you can watch while the investigation is unfolding, and you can monitor wherever your spot is. I ain't looked at his Facebook today because I'm still gotta deal with all the other ones from yesterday on. But yeah, that's something I wanted to point out. Do we need to be looking at construction sites and down the roads, burial sites?
You know, and make sure you tell Daddy to take care of the dogs and stuff. And the woman was asking me, what does Yucky mean? I says, that was her dog named Lucky. She couldn't say Lucky. So we called it Yucky. And that's how they got its name.
No, John. That's why he allegedly wanted to move. That's why he said he wanted to move. Like he said for a long time he felt like maybe longer, like a long time. He always felt something was gonna happen to her. He made it seem like it was a long, long time. Maybe longer than them being in that spot. Possibly. Yeah.
She couldn't pronounce it Lucky.
That's awesome. I had a dog named Lucky.
I always had a gut feeling about her specifically.
And a woman in Canada had a dream that she was sitting there on a bench with her, a swing on a porch. And she says, "Can I tell you a secret?" She says, "I miss my daddy. I used to stroke her hair and tell her I love her." And I told her that's what I used to do it all the time. And I never heard from her again after that. But, I mean, how would she know that? She sort of says, "Can I tell you a secret?" You know.
Let's see what y'all talking about.
And that's what makes me think that she could possibly be gone, you know. Some of her last thoughts. Because, you know, when you're in a bad situation, some of the thoughts you have before it's over, you know, or whatever, you know, like that. It might be something like that, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But nobody's had any dreams, and I haven't had no dreams. Candace had a dream today that people were out to kill her and were chasing her everywhere, but I says, well, that ain't too far-fetched.
Yeah, there's
people out to kill Candace is not too far-fetched. Well, Nobody is trying to kill Candace. Unless it's you. But nobody else is trying to kill Candace. Why would that not be so far fetched? I would love to know that. What are y'all into that we don't know about? Why would someone want Candace dead? We don't know if she did anything to Summer. We don't even. So why is that far fetched? Not far fetched. I miss what Tamara said. I have no idea why she's still even dealing with him. If she listens, like I think she listening to Chris interviews, I would think and hear him throw me under the bus so much. He really throws her under the bus.
Help me understand
a lot. It's almost over, guys.
Where you're at right now internally in terms of just Don dealing with, a lot of the moving parts and, stuff like that.
I'm really tore up. I loved her with all my heart, and she loved me with all her heart. I couldn't believe somebody could love me like that and look up to me like that.
And why is that? Help me understand that.
I don't know why she loved me so much, because nobody else in this world ever loved me like that. Like that.
In your past, walk me through why you feel that way.
Well, because when my parents divorced when we were kids, both of them got married, and we had step-parents. Our step-parents hated us. And when my mom went with my stepdad, well, then it was just really mean. My stepdad kept me away so he could molest my sisters. Then I didn't know why he hated me and why he loved my sisters so much. And my dad, my stepmom hated me. Didn't want me around. And my stepsisters and all them hated me too.
And who's that? Who are they?
Jeannie and all of them. I mean, not all of them, but
woe is me. It's all about Don. Everybody hates me. I'm the victim.
They wanted me out of the picture so they could build money from my dad, which they've done all these years. But so they were constantly calling the cops on me and everything. Just Candace keeps trying to call me, but I call her back in a little bit. But it's been nothing but hate. Then my dad, he kind of turned on me too to make her happy. It made her happy that, it made her happy that he treated me like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, they've made a lot of. I've read your stuff.
Yeah.
Sounds like they said a bunch of stuff about you. What did they say?
Well, Dad was going to leave me his house so I could move back to Utah when he died. And ever since then, and see too, I don't understand. Trish is Jeannie's daughter, and she claimed that I raped her and the other girl. I can't remember her name. I don't even know who it is. I know I'm related to them through step family, but they claimed that I did all this stuff, and and if they said anything, I was going to kill them and all that. And they didn't. I don't understand why after all these years, Summer gets gone and automatically they turn on me. But I chalk it up to Dad was going to give me the house.
Okay.
And these are just tactics to keep me away. And I told him,
all this time, they had the opportunity to fight with you if they had an issue with the house. But all of a sudden, you want to put it on the house, with your dad's leaving you, and not on what they're saying. Not on what they're saying, but it's because my dad's leaving me. Well, they been knew that. Why would they wait for someone to go missing to come out?
I told him, I think through Facebook or whatever, I'll never call my dad again. I'll never talk to him again. You can have it all. You guys can fight over it. So, you know, the last time I talked to my dad, my sister was there. She handed him the phone, and I never talked to anybody else, and that was it. So I won't call their number because stepmom calls them and tells them everything.
Is that you said, what was her name?
My stepsister is Jeannie.
Jeannie. And
we did have a relationship when we were younger.
And what was
and she's just as guilty as I am. So she's trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes like she's a Miss Innocent and all this and that.
He's admitting in his own way of the sexual interaction.
She's not.
So walk me through that. Help me understand.
I would rather not, but so we kind of had a relationship when we were younger. Yeah, I was a bit older. I had a dirt bike, you know. I don't know how old I was exactly, but she started dating her cousin, which was about 12 years old at that time. And ever since then, she just wanted me out of the picture. Ever since then. And it started all this hateful stuff ever since then.
And how old were you?
You know, I don't know. Maybe 15, I don't know.
And how old was she?
I don't know. You know, she was a lot younger than me. You know, and I thought this, and I remember thinking this.
But you just said y'all wasn't that far apart. But now she's a lot younger than you. And you want to make it, she was a fucking child. What do you mean? She was a baby. It was that baby fault too? Oh, she had a part in it too. It wasn't just me. It was both of us. What? She was a baby. But thanks for admitting in your own way that you did it.
Why would I didn't think it was right. You know, I was too young to understand how girls are too.
Walk me through that. So when you say you didn't think it was right, what were you guys?
Well, because she was younger. Because she was younger. No, she would play with my thing, and I would play with hers, and that's about it. I mean,
okay. And how long did that go on?
I don't know. Really.
He would play with her, and she would play with him. I don't believe that in a 5-year-old, in a baby.
She ended up marrying him and having kids. That's her cousin.
And what about this other person you mentioned, Tish? What's her name?
Her daughter's name was Trish. And the last time I seen her, she was just a little girl. And then the other girl, I'm not sure who she even is.
Okay.
I don't know. They're all family. Hey, my cousin.
Right.
That's fine. They don't want me around Dad. That's fine. Whatever. So I just don't call.
And you said they come after you now? What do you mean?
No, as far as I know, they haven't come after me. My sisters tried to defend me, but I just told them I'll never call my dad again. That's fine.
Okay.
So as far as I know, they're not. You know, I don't need all that bullshit. Even though it's bullshit.
Did you hear him victim shame that baby that he messed with? Like, did you hear him? I mean, she overdoing it. I mean, she had her part in it too. It was both of us. We both. How can a child consent? A baby. How can a baby consent to that? You're a whole teenager in high school, and that's a baby. But consent to that? Consented to that?
Is your dad still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, but he's like 85, so.
Okay.
I'm sure they're all getting a big fight over that house when he dies.
And where are they at?
Utah.
What's up with the water in Utah?
Yeah, they have no water this year.
Yeah, they
didn't. They got reservoirs everywhere, you know, and they usually get snowpack, and every spring it fills up all the reservoirs. But they didn't get no rain or snow last year.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like everything is like a low level than historic.
Yep.
Well,
It is.
And so,
very sick. Very.
I heard that, you know, people are throwing you under the bus on, you know, everything. And so, of course, you know, I have a show.
That's all he worried about. He don't care about nothing else.
So, one of the things that I want you to understand is in order to process information, you have to go through a process of elimination, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So that's why, no matter what happened, it potentially could be stinky tonight, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because, go ahead.
That's fine. I'm listening to you, bud.
No,
fine.
because people, you know, are going to say and do no matter what, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yes.
we have to get to a place where it becomes so logical of what happened with Summer that it's not even, it's just there. Okay? And
it's always
and that's
possible.
Where the truth comes in.
That's what we want, buddy.
Okay.
That's what we want anytime.
Johnny.
Now, part of that is, and I don't want you to make me, but part of it, we have to talk about your background. Okay?
Oh, man.
I know, but you got to understand, okay?
Yeah, but doing that might hurt me getting my boys back. That's what I don't need. That's why the lawyers told me not to talk to y'all at all.
Done.
Let me pause right there. You don't think CPS ran your background? Your background is automatically gonna be ran to get your kids back for any recent charges. So people talking about his background is not gonna hinder him getting his kids back. He really don't want that information out. He worried how the people and the perception, his perception, that's all he cares about. I'm not really feeling like he's really caring about Summer. It's how he's looking to people. That's why he keeps calling and talking. It's his perception. And he's mad people don't believe him. And he really wants to convince the world that someone abducted his child. But you don't think CPS is automatic? They do that anyway. They do that anyway. Okay? They're going to automatically check that. And the police. So, and you don't think people before this interview have already pulled up your background? You're late. It's not because of Chris. People already pulled up your background weeks ago. A month ago. So, your background's already been talked about. So, Chris talking about it is not going to hinder you getting your boys. And they already know your background. So, stop lying. Like, stop. You just don't want it talked about. Because, you know, people going to eat your ass alive. But, I mean, we giving you some respect that I don't feel you deserve over here. But we're doing it. We just pulling out the inconsistencies and the red flags. But yeah, we're not dragging you. But that's all you're gonna get. You know, respect as a human being. But we are with the victims and the babies and the people that's deceased and missing. We stand for them. We don't stand for the people that around them. We could care less. I could care less. Right. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But everybody already knows, so what's the big deal? You worried about it hurting how it looks, like in your daughter, but everybody already know. And it's not really your past. It's their lies and inconsistencies about your story with your child from the beginning of this case. Everybody has a past. We get that. We're humans. Everybody has a past. It's not your past. Well, it is the what you did to your family member. That needs to be dealt with. But far as like your criminal past, besides that, we all have a past. What's bad for you is your stories from the beginning of your child being missing. That is the main problem of why people don't believe you and Candace. Most people. Yeah, he has quite the past. And that dictates dictates who he is. And but people already know that. So I that was like crazy.
They already know your background.
Thank you. Yeah. So stop lying.
It's not what just like Candace. When Candace came out and people went, "Oh wow, okay," and then the boys are taken, and I don't want to talk about the boys, okay? In terms of that's where you were told don't talk about the boys by the court.
Oh yeah, I've already mentioned I feel safe where they're at because I wasn't feeling safe. For a while there where they was at, there's too much going on.
Right, and that's where the court-appointed attorney came in, and the order from the court to say don't say anything about the boys. Okay, that's the gag order you were talking about. And that's what I was going to tell people tonight. Okay, but that at the same time, we've got to look for things that say, okay, where are we with this right now? And how do we help collectively in a straight heart? How do we find someone?
Yes.
You've just talked about some of those ideas today.
Yes.
Things that I don't think people have ever heard. Okay. And those are the kind of things that make a difference. Those are the kind of things that connect the dots.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
All right. So don't be hating on me.
Okay, buddy.
As we go through this, it's part of the process. Is there anything Is there anything else you want to tell me before that I didn't ask you that you feel is important?
No, I think
she was as guilty as him.
I'd like to give you their number and see if they might not talk to you and give you some more insight.
Well, when you say these detectives, what are their names?
One's Michelle. They have a detective company and they have detectives working for them. And they're helping us for free as much as they possibly can. And they're trying to figure out stuff too, But I don't know all their names. I just know they've been with us since day one, and they've been really good to us. They haven't turned on us. They haven't, none of these things.
Right. And what's their theory?
Any information they collect, they send to the TBI. I give it all to TBI. But what TBI does with it, I have no clue.
Has TBI flushed through the information they've given them?
They say they are, but see, TBI took a lot of stuff out of our house. They turned our house upside down 6-7 times, over and over and over. Emptied my trucks out, threw everything on the ground. They left this, I've been picking up this, but they took a bunch of stuff out of our house. And they left a list of the things they took. But the things they didn't list was our TV and her Canon camera that I bought her. That has all kinds of pictures of Summer on there, and all our kids, is gone. And they didn't list that on the things that they took. And they're the only ones been in our house.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't, because I'm with the cold case fund.
Okay. Well, I believe in the article that I read Candace said they took the TV because it was hooked up to the Wi-Fi and they needed to analyze it. So, but Don is making it seem like the police just stole these things out of their home. But I don't believe that. Okay. Anything is possible. Okay. Let me say that. Anything is possible. But I personally do not believe that the police went in there and wanted to steal anything out of that house. Okay. Candace already told us on the website. And that's why I say, why the lies? I don't know. Candace already told us that they took that because it's hooked up to the Wi-Fi and they wanted to know what was being watched, searched, if typed, or anything. Because it was hooked up to the internet. That's why they took the TV. Okay? So him acting like they just stole it is beyond me. Really beyond me. Because Candace said it in an article I did in one of my lives. She explained them taking the TV. Does anybody remember that? Probably because kids weren't watching TV in front of him, and how he was there when Candace did the one through with Chris. Okay, so you remember that, Phoenix? Yeah. She stated that they took the TV, but he's acting like it was stolen. Yeah. Just like your phone. When they took your phone, they took, yeah, just like that. That's it. They want the data, search data. Okay? Lee, you remember? Okay, Lee? Yeah. But you saying they stole it.
On the side. We
I don't get him.
With other, because they're working, your angle, maybe it's best just to have a couple of angles, floating here. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
and that was, you get a lot of resources on it, and then things can kind of fall into place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right.
And so,
well, we're hoping, by going public, we're not supposed to do this, but man, I just feel like it's going nowhere.
Right.
But these people, they're can be pretty, you guys and everybody else have done a lot of good, I think, or at least trying.
It is tiring, but it takes time,
yeah.
And some are worth it, right?
They confiscated for evidence.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
So if the right person is caught,
that's it.
Yeah.
Again, what would you do to that person?
I would have to turn it over to the Lord, because the Lord says,
yeah, but we don't know.
I have to do that. I have to.
USA, we don't know if that's a new TV or what. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, because I know they was using other phones even when their phones was taken. So we don't know if that was if they done and returned the TV or if that's a whole nother TV. We don't know yet. But yeah, there was a TV.
And I have to, God has changed my life, big time.
Would you forgive him?
Well, I would do my best. I would do my very best to try.
And why?
Because God tells us to.
Okay.
It's our duty,
Okay.
But whether I could actually do it or not, it's a whole other story,
Yeah. No, I get it.
It might take the rest of my life to work on something like that.
Right. Do you have any questions of me, Don?
No, sir. Just if you want the women's number, I'll text it to you, and they might give you some more insight, on that.
That's fine.
I don't know if you want it. They may or may not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. You can text it to me. Are they in Tennessee?
No.
Where are they at?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But they're not in Tennessee, and I think they're friends and stuff all over the country, I believe.
Does the name? What are some of the names connected to the number?
I really don't know. But I know they've been really professional about everything, and they but they have told me that they thought that your newscast or whatever your podcast was pretty good. They have said that. So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to call you. But I kind of think I made a mistake and I misunderstood a few things, so that's why I wanted to reach out to you.
Well, that's not a problem. I don't think anything personal. This is about.
He just stated again that he reached out to Chris for that one person that said he didn't do that. That Don didn't reach out to Chris. He just stated again, I just wanted to reach out again. Okay? Just to clarify.
Your daughter.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And that's if we can help, we can help. And the one thing though that we do, and as you I think understand, is we go by facts and where the evidence takes an investigation. And that's why I don't like to get involved with people outside of the circle, because I'm here and I got a pulse in a sense, and that way it saves a lot of grief. You know what I mean? For you,
yes, sir.
For you, me, for Summer, and it wastes a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that for sure.
So, time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. Could she still be alive in your heart?
I pray for that, and I hope.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
To me, it's one or the other because of the four dreams. To me, it's either someone that's got money has her somewhere. I've seen her on Facebook and felt sorry for her, whatever the reasoning is, or her to get rid of evidence. And then what are her last thoughts?
So do you think they would have hurt her or they would have sold her?
I think they probably would, I wouldn't, who in the world, I wish I knew.
To be honest, y'all, it sounds like Don is just making up as he go. I'm sorry, but it does. It also sounds like these new things he's coming up with, he's seeing the people that supports him state these possibilities, and then he runs with what they're stating on Facebook. That's what I'm getting from, because he can't even quote exactly what he want to say, because it sounds like something that he read. Me too, baby. It sounds like something he read off of somebody's Facebook post, and he just repeating it. Seen who? Yeah, yes, I follow her. Okay. You agree, Phoenix? Yeah, it's like he just making up stuff. Yeah, you brought up the Facebook thing before, but now somebody got money that feels sorry for her. That sounds like somebody you saw post on Facebook and you just running with that. Like, seriously. So what are you saying? Your daughter looked like she didn't look decent on Facebook, so when they saw her, they felt sorry for her. So why would y'all post her not looking decent on Facebook? Why would they? I mean, come on, like, you just repeating what other people are thinking and their opinions, and you're running with it and making them your own, and you're just throwing it out there, and you're not thinking about it. It doesn't make sense. It's just not making sense. It's just weird. I'm over him.
Buy a kid. I wish I knew that. I really do.
He wish he knew who would buy a kid. You do know. You know who would buy a kid. Just like you knew the people that you tried to give your kids to. Those same people. You know. You knew them. You ran into people like that before.
Me too.
I would surely go after them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I
do too.
I wouldn't hesitate.
Good night, you guys.
Who would buy a kid in this time?
Yeah, I know.
I just did a bunch of training for you ever heard of the Underground Railroad?
Yeah, I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, so I just trained some of those guys recently and about about guys buying kids and time.
Where would you even live?
Well,
that's the place.
Yes, John.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of places that you can look, but
I even asked them if I could pose as a sicko for them and see what we come up with. They're like, oh no. But
so you were going to pose as a molester?
If they would let me, if it helped catch some of these people or whatever. Whatever. I guess they don't have to do that. They do it online and stuff like that, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and that's where guys like.
You don't have to pose, Don. You don't have to pose. No need. No need to pose as a molester, okay? The police got it. And they do not. There's no need. The world knows. The world knows that your past and what you've done. So no need to pose. But yeah, you would be perfect for the job. You would. And I'm just gonna be honest. You would be perfect for the job. But they got it. They got it.
Stevie Eyes and guys like me and Coop and others and many others. That's what we do. That's what we do, and that's one part of it. And so, if something else comes out, I appreciate you calling for sure.
And I appreciate you. Definitely. And if I was wrong about you, I do apologize.
Don't worry about me. I've been shot at before, so I'm good.
Oh wow!
If you're just mad at me, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. So, but do you want me to send you the detectives' number? They've been working on it with us since day one. I mean, I don't know if that helped you want it or what.
Well, if you give me their names,
yes,
I'm gonna look them up.
That's
first.
what I was saying.
And that's what they do. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, before.
All right, I had enough of Don ass for the night. But yeah, Hawkeye, that's what I was saying. All his different theories and possibilities of what happened to Summer, that shit all came from Facebook. All from Facebook. He is chatting and watching what everybody is saying, and he's bringing it to Chris or anybody that will listen. And yeah, that's what's happening. But if I was him, I would really shut up. And I'm so honest. But to be honest, keep on talking. You're gonna do it anyway. Keep on. Talk yourself right into a jail cell. Because I want to know what happened to Summer. And we want her brought home. So keep talking. Keep on. You throwing your wife under the bus. You done tell so many lies tonight. I think tonight was the most I've red flags in a long time. All in one setting. So it's very crazy. John, please. I posted the link in the description. Go check it out. I know you're busy. Check it out like tomorrow and let me know like what you think. So you can catch like the first hour of it. It's crazy. But all right, I'm going to get up off of here. Notice Chris warned him that his show was going to make down a little bit. Yes, he did. And so he went on Facebook, act like, oh, Chris twisted my words. No, the hell he didn't. You did most of the talking. You said what you said. He just repeated what you said. So you made yourself look so dumb, Don, by getting on Facebook, bashing Chris, telling those lies that he twisted your words. He didn't have to, because guess what? He played what the hell you said. And everything he said, you said it. So you put your own foot in your mouth and you made yourself look stupid. Yes, you did. You made yourself look very silly. He never lied. And I'm so glad he put out that. I'm so glad. Because he don't need to even say nothing else. He don't even need to come out and say anything else. Chris don't have to. Because he proved exactly what you said. So there's no denying it. Wasn't no words twisted. You said everything. I mean, you even the molestation, the assault part with that baby. Like, it wasn't all on you. She had part of it. I mean, you did that. You did that. He didn't even go into details of everything you said. He didn't even go into details. But he never lied. And you went on Facebook and got people riled up for nothing. Just to get your face smashed in by video repeating everything you said verbatim. Once again, call in another lie. And this is not a judgment, it's just facts. Nothing he said sticks, consistent. He's showing narcissistic behaviors. He deflects, he projects. What else? I could go on. He's a bold-faced lie. Throw anybody and everybody under the bus to make himself look better, good. That's all he's done. That's all he's done. So no, I will not sympathize with a liar and somebody that can't be honest and tell the truth. I will not. I'm going to support and stick to the victims, and we're going to support Summer. We're going to ride for Summer. That's the only person I sympathize with. Because we want to get down to the truth of what happened to her. But we can't get to that because all these false narrative, false stories, all this extra stuff that don't make sense is brought into the mix, and it doesn't need to be. Where the hell is Summer? Who got her? What happened? Yeah, I saw that because I'm going to be talking about that soon. This week. Yeah. This week. Maybe in like day after tomorrow. Hopefully nothing else happens. Because we got like other stuff to do. But yeah, so yeah, I want to go and get this video done and out the way. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to all my guests. Don did the crime and he will do the time. LOL if he makes it. Right, Johnny. If he did the crime, he will do the time. He will be arrested. And so is Candace. If Candace did anything, it will catch up to her too. If H or Allie, which who's to say? I don't think so, but who knows? Anybody, the boys, we will find out. It will come to the light. And it's breaking fast. Don is spiraling down fast. He is spiraling down fast. Don is spiraling. So I'm just going to continue to watch him spiral. Right on down till it leads us to Summer. But I love y'all. And y'all have a great night. Thanks everybody for hanging there. Oh my God, we were on for 3 hours. Sorry, but it was a lot to talk about in this interview. And it was good. So shout out to Chris. If y'all want to go check out his interview again, it's in the description. Okay? In the description of this live. But I love all of y'all. Y'all be safe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, we got to watch the Kendrick Johnson movie, Finding Kendrick Johnson. Make sure you have your tissues. It's going to be about an hour and 45 minutes. Very good new information. So be ready for that tomorrow evening between 7 and 8. All right. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.